where are you trying to go? And I said, you could probably this time of year, if you go like UP Michigan, that might be kind of a cool thing if you just want to see what that's all about. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about that. Or I might do like Texas and Arizona. I just think it's the coolest damn thing. Was there ever anything that you wanted to do that you didn't when you were young?
When I was younger, I wanted to hop into an Amtrak and go across the country.
Nice.
Like I wanted to take from New York all the way to Seattle and hop up to Vancouver, which still might be in the cards. But that sounds so liberating just to be like, yeah, I'm going to hop on my motorcycle and I'll be back in October. Like, does he have anything in Montana that he needs to like have checked on or? Oh,
well, really successful dude. He's an architect. He's a builder in Bozeman. And in the text, he actually had the, this is one of those Montana things. So much of the population influx in the state has been around the Bozeman area. So that's Big Sky and Livingston, Paradise Valley. That's just boom town over the last decade. And he, in the text, he called it Bose Angeles. So that's what Montana people call Bozeman is Bose Angeles because of what's happened there with all of the.
Because he's probably been really busy, busy over the last 10 years.
Yeah, but just be like, I'm good. I'm gonna go see what's out there. I'm gonna see what the big bad world has to offer. I just think it's the coolest damn thing. Reese, I've been on an Amtrak from. We picked it up in Shelby, Montana, and took it. So that's not much of the journey. But from Shelby, Montana to Seattle, Washington to go see my uncle when we were in high school. Yeah, and that's how now that I say that out loud, my parents put my brother and I in high school on an Amtrak in Shelby, Montana, and rode it to Seattle to stay with my aunt and uncle. I was 16, he was 14. Like, NBC's almost 14. I don't trust him to have an electric scooter in town. And my parents put me on an Amtrak.
Different times, truly different times.
It all worked. It was all fine. It all worked out just fine. So anyway, I just thought it was cool, and it made me think. I can't do a motorcycle now. I'm too damn old, and I used to ride motorcycle quite a bit when I was a kid, but it's been 20 some years. But perhaps when the kids get old and leave, there will be some sort of a sports car convertible, and maybe the blonde and I'll do it if our hips can still stand it. Bake, anything that you wanted to do when you were young? Did you ever do an adventure like that?
No, not really. We traveled a lot right out of high school. I traveled a lot for work, and I wish we went pretty much everywhere from like Texas east of the country. So like Maine, Florida, all of that stuff, Texas, we kind of went everywhere a little bit. I wish we would have taken more time to see stuff rather than just we worked and golfed a lot, which wasn't bad, but
it's not bad.
We didn't sightsee a lot or anything like that. I always thought it would be cool to like start at one end of the country and travel like Route 66 or Route 40 and just go the whole way. I think that would be pretty fun. And then I have like my sports bucket list, like the CBJ, Western Canada trip, Fenway, all of that stuff. It'll be fantastic.
I think we got to have the Western Canada trip. I feel like we can get that done. Like, can't that be a bit?
Yeah, without a doubt, we could make it happen.
Like, I think we can make that a bit with the jackets where we put you on the road embedded. Well, quite honestly, we might want to take the whole show because I would be pretty jealous of going to the Saddle Dome one more time before they go to the new joint and seeing that operation.
Diamond Seller's going to have to fork over a lot of money for that, Bo.
We'll see. That's a good point. We'll see what we can do on that. Yeah, maybe the jackets.
Reese and I better work on some engagement rings here. So
see, you could get you guys all betrothed. See how that goes. Anyway, great job out of Cousin Brett on that. I really admire the ability to do something like that. Rest in peace, Bob Redford, gone at 89. He has not been, for the kids out there, he's been out of the kind of the main stage for a very, very long time. He was a big, like my mom definitely had a crush on him that my dad wasn't real crazy about, I think. Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid, saw that a billion times as a kid. Probably the thing that is most connected to, for me, with him, and he spent a lot of his time out west, Park City, founded the Sundance Film Festival, all that, was A River Runs Through It, which is a film that a lot of people probably didn't see, but was iconic if you grew up where I did. And there's a great line in it, "Oh, I'll never leave Montana, brother." And my brother and I would always say that about, "Oh, I'll never leave Montana, brother." Now he lives in Florida and I live in Ohio. So that's the way that goes. Do you guys have a favorite Robert Redford movie?
All the President's Men I've seen. And it is like he's made cameos like in movies since probably 2014 or 15. And then it's cool, like, because you don't realize it. You go, "Oh, that's Robert Redford."
Yeah.
Like, I think he was in a couple Marvel films.
Avengers, right?
He just
Was he in
appears.
Avengers or something?
He's doing something. And you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Robert Redford."
Yeah. Just an icon of like a glamorous Hollywood time. And it does seem most of those guys live pretty damn good lives. 89. That's a great run. That's a fantastic run. Go ahead, Vic.
Are we sure that he's not Brad Pitt's father?
No.
Well, so they did Spy Game together. He directed Brad Pitt in A River Runs Through It. And you can't convince. They also, I think, did The Devil's Own maybe together. I think I have that right. No, you can't convince me. They're a carbon copy of one another.
They looked an awful lot alike. I just always remember as a kid, like our parents, my parents' best friends, the dad loved Jeremiah Johnson.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how you can beat that, right?
My brother loved Jeremiah Johnson. He watched that all the time. Yeah, I don't know that any of that goes. We had that conversation a couple years ago about some stuff that just becomes extinct. Like we were talking about the Flintstones and all of these things that were like,
Most people have no clue.
they have no clue. And it's there's no way for it ever to cycle back because of, the way that we are entertained now with the screens and with the apps and all that stuff. You're never just, unless you're me, you're not bouncing around cable looking for something you haven't seen in 20 years. It's just a very different time. All right, lots of football, including pretty fun Monday night doubleheader, at least what I saw of it, the entire first game and the start of the second game. It was a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow for Browns fans, certainly what you saw last night. We'll get into all of that. Ryan Day on the bye week. We've got a kick time for the Washington game as well, and injury chaos in the National Football League. Going to be one of the big topics of the day. We'll get to all of that. We're off and running on a Tuesday. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but whew, you've accepted that. The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until July 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average, federal insured by NCUA.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Thank you for calling Spectrum. My name is Angie, and I'm in Orlando, Florida. How can I help you today?
Great. You're still there. It must be like 3 a.m.
We're always here 24/7. What can I do for you?
I know it's late, but I wanted to ask you about the best place to set up my router.
It's never too late. We'll have you up and running in no time.
Only Spectrum has 24/7, 100% U.S.-based customer support. It's only everything. Spectrum fiber-powered internet. It's the fastest and most reliable internet. Go to Spectrum.com to learn more.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Tailgate season is here, and if your grill makes you have to duck when you light it, it's time for an upgrade. Billiards Plus carries top-of-the-line grills that you can pass down to your kids and gifts the whole family will enjoy. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the tin man.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The Ohio Lottery's new $5 scratch-off Win Big has a top prize of $100,000. And with the Ohio Lottery app, all non-winning tickets can be entered into a My Lotto Rewards second chance promotion to win Cleveland or Cincinnati football tickets or even a trip to football's biggest game. And that's more exhilarating than a cooler of sports drink dumped on you. So exhilarating. Win big from the Ohio Lottery. A celebration waiting to happen. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center. Another summer day ahead with mostly sunny skies, light winds, and afternoon highs getting in the mid to upper 80s. A little bit cooler tonight with mostly clear skies overnight and our lows down into the 50s. But for Wednesday, we remain dry and sunny with our highs getting in the mid to upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. The perfect show for quarter zips and khaki shorts. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
This is pretty solid from Consistent Kenny on social. The kids would know that Jeremiah Johnson, Robert Redford meme of him like shaking his head. They probably just don't know it's him. That's a good job. Yes, they would. You're right. They wouldn't know the movie. They wouldn't know him, but they would definitely know that satisfying shake of the head meme from that as well. Go ahead.
Do you think kids today know The Natural?
No.
That's a shame.
No. It's not a particularly good time. The Natural.
You mean in the country? Where
no,
they're
like the
at,
movie. No, the movie is not a particularly good time. Like it's, I mean, doesn't he get shot at the end? Isn't that how it ends? And he hits it out with Wonder Boy and all that business? Isn't that? I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. I've seen it a handful of times when I was a kid, but it's pretty dark, isn't it? And isn't the bad guy? Who's the bad? Oh, is it Glenn Close? Somehow is a bad guy in it? I can't remember. I remember the pitching contest at the beginning where he has his bat and he's crushing it, and then something happens, and then he ends up getting back into the majors later in life. I saw it a couple of times as a kid, and I did not. Once I saw like Major League or Bull Durham, I was like, yeah, when I need a baseball, when I need a baseball fix, I'm going Major League or Bull Durham is where I'm going on that. I can't remember all of the details of it.
Yeah, the Harriet, the woman in the movie, shoots him in the stomach and then kills herself.
See? It's a little dark.
Yeah, I guess. Don't let the kids watch that.
It's a little dark, man. The Natural got dark at the end. It's a little dicey. Shoots him in the stomach, then he hits a home run. Remember the blood is going through his jersey?
I do not remember that for some reason.
God, I'm on the Wikipedia because I'd never heard of this movie, and it like
you've never heard of The Natural?
I'd never heard of it.
So it's like a Ruthian. Yeah, so like there's a character
I had never heard of it.
Resembles Babe Ruth in it, and Redford kind of plays a Lou Gehrig-ish.
Did you ever see the movie Basketball?
Yes.
That's what Lazy Boy was based off of. The Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy, yeah.
Basketball, underrated movie.
I don't know. I think properly rated.
That's great.
Yeah, it's remembered pretty.
It did have. You did get Bob Costas and Al Michaels in a scene, so that's a pretty good one. The end of the game last night? Texans have the lead. Bake has the ball. It's 4th and forever, and he picks it up.
I don't want to talk.
You forget about Baker.
Yeah.
Texans should not have.
No, and it was right after Nick Chubb scored a late touchdown to put the Texans ahead.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know. 19-13, and then Bake led a 2-minute drive to go win it. It's tough. It's a tough watch. It was tough to see, Bake and Chubb, kind of have the embrace afterwards. It's tough from a Browns perspective. It is. I can. On the Baker stuff, because it's funny, I get this. I've gotten it from you guys. I got it from the boys last night. Why do we let Baker go? And kind of my standard answer to it is because he was broken and he was in a pretty tough place, and there was a complete erosion of trust on all fronts, and that led to that divorce. And it wasn't just the Browns who did it. The Carolina Panthers did too. They cut him in the middle of the season, randomly, just cut him. And he went to the Rams, and it revitalized him. I remind them of this. When he went to Tampa, and Joe Buck mentioned this on the broadcast last night, when he went to Tampa, it was for the minimum, and he was there to compete for the job against Kyle Trask, who they had just drafted in the 2nd round. And he had to go try and win that job. And he's even said this about looking back at that time period, that he needed some growing up to do, and he did. When you see something like what's happened with him in the last couple of years, though, it is natural to say, man, how did that get so off the rails? And that's not something I have an answer to. I don't have an answer to how that happened. COVID happened during that time, and so you weren't, things were different for everybody. I don't think it was something as simple as, Odell Beckham Jr.'s dad put out a video, but I think that was a big part of it for sure in terms of the erosion of trust. But it's one of those things where I remember him very well and knew him pretty well as a rookie and in his 2nd year. And as a rookie, he was pure joy. He was everything that you see. And then something happened in that 2nd year, and it started to go south. But I'm really happy for him that he's sorted it out. And I can certainly understand how Browns fans, like even my kids, are like, geez, really? Like, we're doing this? And sure enough, he did. And you just knew once he got the ball, he was going to go win it. You just knew it.
For me, like, you're not, Baker, it was never going to work with Baker and Stefanski in Cleveland. So I'm just, I'm okay with that. I'm happy for Baker. I'm even happy for Nick Chubb. I don't know what the Texans are going to be. I think Houston might be broken.
Yeah, that's worth a conversation, that side of it. How CJ and the Texans offense took the sport by storm 2 years ago, and it's been pretty sluggish since. It does not look right. It doesn't look how it looked a couple years ago for them.
I texted you guys last night at the very beginning of the game. Chubb had a nice run, and then he caught a pass or two out of the backfield. And I was like, man, this looks like the Nick Chubb of old. And I told you guys how much that hurt. See, it hurt Nick Chubb leaving, and then I think it hurt last night even more. Yeah. Seeing him in another team's uniform and having some success. And then he really didn't do much the rest of the game. They were kind of bottled up. Then he had that touchdown run at the end of the game, and you're like, oh, man, of course you knew that. And then you see there's 2 minutes left on the clock. And
don't sweat it. Call Hughes on YouTube.
So we got stuff firing in here, obviously.
Feels like we got
a new board.
We got a network. You got Jim Rome there.
System.
So hey, wrap it up, Baker.
Went off there.
We're going to commercial.
I don't know what's going on, but then you see Baker, the only quarterback that's ever
Big trying to make a point by keeping a close eye on a new board that's randomly playing something that is not us. Is pretty good.
I don't even know how to stop it either. That's the thing. So I just had to turn it down.
Are we still on the air?
I think so, but YouTube might have went off. I see the skyline on the YouTube, but we're still good.
Oh, that's great. Good.
But no, and then you see Baker's got 2 minutes, and you're like, oh, no, let's just pour salt in this wound. You know he's going to go down and win this game right now. And it's just super, super frustrating seeing it. And listen, I've said this all along. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I remember when Bill Belichick was ready to move on from Tom Brady. And listen, Baker Mayfield is not Tom Brady. No one's saying that. He's not even in the same stratosphere. But Robert Kraft said no to Bill Belichick. He overruled him. And in that situation, I would have chosen Baker Mayfield and the quarterback over the coach and GM. The Cleveland Browns didn't do that. And you're right. The relationship between Stefanski and Barry and Baker was fractured. So maybe it was never going to work here. But the problem is you saw it work for one season here. You saw it work with maybe even more, even before. You saw really it some with Baker in his rookie year. You saw
rookie
flashes.
Year in 2020. He was really good in 2020, and he was really good as a rookie.
And then Freddie Kitchens was a disaster.
That really messed him up.
And that sent John Dorsey packing, and that changed everything.
It did, and I do think, it's funny because I do think if Stefanski and Barry would have drafted him...
Oh, for sure.
That it would have been different because I think by the time they got him in 19... that 19 season with Freddie was such a mess, just for so many reasons. It was such a mess, and it's funny because Bake played great in 2020. He really did, and then it all just went kaput in 2021. So good for him for sorting it back out and getting it figured. And you do this conversation because we continue to live in the great state of Ohio, but you have this conversation. You can do it with Carolina too.
Yeah, he had to have that journey to be where he is, right? To be the Baker that you saw last night, the one that's scrambling for it. And that Baker doesn't happen if he doesn't make that journey from Cleveland to Carolina, or Cleveland to Los Angeles to Carolina and then down to Tampa.
Yeah, because I think the Carolina part of it, I mean, if they didn't have the infrastructure to support him either, but just think if he just stayed there and they had all those number one picks, what they could have gotten from a talent for those number one picks if they could have gotten him stabilized in Carolina. It's the Monday nighter, or no, it was a Thursday nighter because Al Michaels was on the call with the Rams where he was thrust into action. He was there for a week. Stafford was out. After he got cut by Carolina, he was with the Rams, and he had this comeback, and it was this magic day in L.A. I think that flipped it for him. Sometimes it's just that simple. He just had that. He had the quarterback rehabilitation with McVay, and the rest is history. Now he's Pro Bowl quarterback with the Tampa Bay Bucks. I do think CJ in Houston's got big problems. They don't look right at all. On the late game, just real quickly on that, the Chargers are real.
Yeah.
They're very real. That's a big-time injury for Khalil Mack. We'll see what happens with that. But with that, they're not even getting anything out of Amari and Hampton. And they're 2-0. Their defense really suffocated the Raiders. And they're not going anywhere. That's going to be a team you're going to have to deal with in the AFC. And they might be able to play themselves. Whatever we think of Harbaugh around here, which obviously isn't much, he's a pretty damn good game coach. He's pretty good at flipping things right away. And he's got them all pointing in the right direction now. And if this keeps their talent level, especially if they get the run game going, their talent level is not that different from Baltimore and Buffalo and the other teams that, those are the two who are at the top of the AFC. It's not that different for the Chargers if they keep headed in this direction. We'll check in on the Buckeyes. It is a bye week. We've got a kick time for the Washington game. You'll hear from Ryan Day from Roundtable in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Attack and dominate. Morning Juice is on YouTube and 10 TV Plus.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Join Bobby Carpenter and Tito weekdays starting at 6 or watch on demand. More Bobby, less commercials. The Fan.
Teeth, or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. you'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of the biggest reasons people get new windows, Wilson, is that old windows make for an uncomfortable house with crazy high roller coaster energy bills.
Leslie, people love being uncomfortable on roller coasters. The ups, the downs, the gurgling in your stomach because you had 5 corn dogs before getting on.
Did that happen to you, Wilson?
What? No.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Oven-baked French toast, hot melty cheese, and meat, and meat, and meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast sandwich, piled with bacon, sausage, and Canadian bacon. United Dairy Farmers, mornings made for you.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans, no appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know, as much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. You know our 93 or free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Scotty Vegas here. Smartest bet of the season? Bet on yourself. I needed a weight loss plan that fit into real life. Tailgates, road trips, kids' nights, and still lets you eat. Week 1 with Awaken 180, I was down 6. By the end, 45 pounds gone. That's with wings, chili, meatballs, sausages, all the good stuff. It's the Tailgate transformation. Structure, coaching, and food that tastes like a win. Make the smart play. Start your tailgate transformation at awaken180weightloss.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up with you?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, here's what's up on a Tuesday edition of the program. We got a kick time for Ohio State at Washington, and to the surprise of no one, it's the only kick time it could be, because we have this most absurd television package in the history of absurd television packages that basically puts you into 3 windows when you're Ohio State, and you can't play at noon in Seattle, although they are playing at noon in Salt Lake City. I mean, that's 10 a.m. Mountain for Utah, Texas Tech on Saturday. You can't tell me anyone in Salt Lake City wants that. But 9 a.m. it's not feasible. So you're not going to have any 9 a.m. kicks there. You couldn't have primetime kick, which is, I'm sure, what Washington would want, but you can't have that. Why, you ask? Because that's Penn State hosting Oregon. So that's why you can't have an 8 o'clock kick. And so 3:30 was it. There was some concern that potentially this could be 11 o'clock. And if you say, well, Bo, why in the hell would anybody start a game at 11 o'clock? There's no way that they would do that. Take a look at what Fox is doing this weekend. This weekend, they're playing Michigan State at USC, 11 p.m. Eastern kick. Now, it's 8 o'clock L.A. Go ahead, Reese.
I do think Ohio State is above that.
Dude, it's USC, Michigan State, though. I understand they're not on the Buckeye level, but they're not. They're a rung below, but they're not 6 rungs below.
I think that's just it. All it has to be is a rung. It's just one rung, and so I think the Buckeyes are above that.
So your threshold for teams who can't play at 11 o'clock Eastern is what in the Big Ten?
Ohio State.
No Michigan?
I don't think so. Maybe. I'd hear the argument on the Wolverines, but I know, or at least I think I know, Ohio State is above playing that late.
That might, yeah, I'm sure Ross would flex and Ryan would flex and say, I would think. I think Michigan probably would too. I don't think Michigan wants to play. Who the hell would think about just from a body clock? Just think body clock.
Yeah, it's
for a
horrible.
Michigan State player. 11 p.m. kick, 2 a.m. What are we doing? What are we doing in this league? Here's the thing that's so damn stupid about it. You've got 4 Pac-12 teams in this league. Play them against each other at 11 o'clock. Furthermore, when all of this happened, I said, take them all. Take Cal, take Stanford, take Oregon State, Washington State, take the whole group of them, having a whole wing of the Big Ten Conference, play all those games at 11 o'clock and 8 o'clock. You want inventory, there's inventory out the wazoo if you want it. But they didn't. They don't schedule the Pac-12 teams against each other every single year, which is insane. Like if you're Washington and you don't play Oregon, USC, and UCLA, that's a failure of this conference. Failure. They should play every year. Keep those rivalries going a little bit. But the Big Ten didn't do any of that. And the guy that, by the way, the guy who signed all of this nonsense is currently running the Chicago Bears and just gave their general manager an extension and is in charge of moving that team from out of downtown right up against the skyline to the suburbs. Like that's what's happening. And that guy oversaw all of it. But yeah, so anyway, it's 3:30. There's no other time it could be. And so that is what it is. That's a 12:30 kick in Seattle, local time, on that one. Ohio State now with a bye week and to no real wounds to lick, but to kind of recalibrate and get set for Big Ten play. Here is Ryan Day on Buckeye Roundtable, what he liked in the win against OU.
I thought the effort was good. You know, it's sort of a non-negotiable, but I thought the guys played hard. I thought they played with good energy. I thought on defense that, you know, we ran around and tackled well, you know, did a nice job for the most part of containing the quarterback. And then on offense, you know, we were, you know, explosive and certainly finished drives in the second half. So, you know, overall, just looking at it, you know, we need to make sure that we're finishing drives when we're in the red zone, and we have to, you know, not turn the ball over, obviously, you know, in some of these conference games that we're heading into, or we're going to put ourselves at risk. And some good things to get on the film here, look at this week, and get correct.
One of the things that was a big topic coming out of the Ohio game, and really the Grambling game too, was this notion of Bo Jackson at running back. Ryan Day was asked about the running back room. Here were his thoughts on that.
I think we're still, you know, watching and learning to see how they respond in game, but it's clear to see, you know, each of the guys has their own strengths and weaknesses and, you know, things that they need to improve on. But, you know, all guys, you know, certainly have gotten games now and gotten some, you know, good quality, you know, film so that they can look at themselves going into these conference games now with a plan, you know, on how to attack this week. But then also for the coaches to recognize the things that they do well. And, you know, it's our job to put them in, you know, situations to, you know, make sure that, you know, they're using their strengths. So I won't get into all those right now, but pretty clear to see when you watch them, the things they do well. And I think the more and more Bo gets a chance to carry the ball and get experience, you know, you're going to see more and more, you know, explosive plays from him. And all three guys, and Isaiah West is the fourth one, are 3 down backs, which means they can, you they can carry the ball on first and second down, but they also can protect and run routes. So that certainly gives us a lot of flexibility.
How many things are we going to be able to pull from Ryan saying Bo does this well or Bo does this well over the next few years?
A great many.
Yeah.
A whole bunch.
It's going to be a lot.
A
over the next
whole
couple of
bunch.
years.
I don't know if any number
Bo was
would do it
incredible
justice.
today.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun to pull all of this. Imagine being Washington, by the way. Bye week for the Buckeyes. Washington's got Apple Cup Saturday. Thankfully, they're continuing to play that. Oregon's still playing the Civil War, too. Thankfully, folks' leadership in those states said, yeah, we're going to do it. Oregon State's a complete mess. Washington State isn't a complete mess, but they're 2-1 and in a very tough spot. Didn't they get bombed by North Texas last week? But they got an Apple Cup and then the Buckeyes right after it.
Washington had a bye last week. Is that
weird.
correct? And these bye weeks early in the season are just useless to me. Even Ohio State, they got 3 games in at least. I just don't like, if you're going to give them 2 byes, let's spread it out a little. I think this is too early for a bye.
I'm asking. I don't know. But is this just because the calendar, there's an extra week between now and Thanksgiving? Is that the reason that we're in this spot? Did we start a week early? Did Labor Day come earlier than normal? What is? I don't. Because you're right. Normal. You don't always have 2 bye weeks.
This could help with your getting into the NFL playoffs problem with your playoff. Let's just keep this season starting up and have everybody playing games.
Just play every week and be clear of it. So we'll hear more from Coach Day as the week goes on. We had some absolute chaos. It's just been nuts in the NFL. This is 2 weeks in and massive injuries to quarterbacks all over the National Football League, including, of course, to the one to Joe. We'll get into some of that coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
When General Sherman marched through Georgia, he was listening to this show.
Use your skills for good, young warrior.
This is Bishop and Friends.
We're not quite to our pets' heads are falling off. We are teetering ever so close to that. The Cincinnati Bengals got obviously horrible news yesterday with Joe Burrow being out at least 3 months with that turf toe injury. This morning, Adam Schefter reported that the Bengals have signed Sean Clifford to their practice squad. This Sunday at 1 o'clock, you're going to get Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz in the game between the Bengals and the Vikings. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Has this program been hijacked by the computers?
I tried to get you before you took off. I saw it right before we went to break. I guess our 2-minute break played some of our next break because of the...
So what was that break?
That was just a minute. We just had a minute,
1 minute
there. Yeah. But we should be back on track now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I wouldn't make any statement that declarative.
Just tell you what.
Let's just.
I see Greg walk into that room, then I know we got problems.
Well, he's been in here twice now.
That's the smartest man in the building.
We're 45 minutes in.
When the smartest man in the building comes into the room, then you got big problems on your hands. So we'll keep an eye on this. So, Reese, in a break that was supposed to be upwards of 5 minutes, it ended up being a minute. What did I miss?
Not much.
Oh, no, okay. we just came back and I'd mentioned the exciting Bengals quarterback news this morning, and then their matchup Sunday seems pretty winnable for Cincinnati.
Can you imagine being the executives that you think you've got like this Vikings team that won 14 games last year, and you got J.J. McCarthy making his third start against Joe Burrow, and then it ends up Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning, and away we go.
And just to be clear, like, there were some guys out there that, like, Taylor Heineke's won some games in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Trask, you know, it was a second round. Sean Clifford is where we're going here.
Well,
it's just a practice squad signing. So I don't know. I forget who's on their practice squad.
Brett Rippon get called up?
Would he be elevated? I know Adam Schefter had the report yesterday that they are calling around to other free agent quarterbacks. But a name that was floated, the name was floated recklessly, but the reckless speculation has me putting red yarn on cork boards, because if you can grab Jameis Winston sometime in the next 3 days, Jamar Chase will set records Sunday.
I'll tell you, he would. Jameis would throw it to him 20 times. It would be bombs over Baghdad most of those times. I think the Bengals think that they're fine with Jake Browning and that he can keep their head above water. He's been in the system a while. He threw the 3 picks, but led a nice drive to win it on Sunday. Jameis is going to go somewhere, though. He is, and there's a lot of places where you can have a lot of fun with Jameis, and he'll put up stats. Minnesota, I cannot imagine Kevin O'Connell wanting any part of that, of the Jameis experience. I just can't. It's interesting because I don't know how to describe Jameis, because there's not like a negative. There's not a single negative thing that he does. Like, everything he does puts a smile on face. He really is first one in, last one out, all of that stuff. The locker room loves him, absolutely loves him. But you're taking a lot on when you bring him into the mix, because he is a culture tornado, is what that guy is. So you bring him into the mix, you're doing a lot. But I do think it's possible. I mean, just think what we're dealing with here. You've got Burrow out for 3 months. You got J.J. McCarthy out 2 to 4 weeks. If you're Minnesota, so they go home to Bengals, then they go to Ireland, and then they play the Browns in England. So they're gone for 2 weeks. Like, I would just leave J.J. back home and just let him rehab and say, I'll see you at the beginning of October. If I'm Minnesota, I'll just see you back there. So you have that one going. You got Jaden Daniels, whose status is now, quote, iffy, according to ESPN, for week 3 against the Raiders. And then you have Justin Fields, who's questionable for Sunday at Tampa with a concussion. I don't even know who the quarterback is behind Fields with the Jets.
It's Tyrod.
Is it really?
Yeah, he came in last game.
Okay, there you go. And then for Jaden Daniels, is it Mariota?
Yes, I believe that is correct, Marcus Mariota.
We've never had, not that I can remember. I hate saying things like that, like we've never had, because I'm sure we have. But this is a lot of quarterback injury week 2. It's a lot. It's a lot of NFL injury week 2.
Well, and the thing with these quarterbacks that you just mentioned, they do a lot of moving. At least a lot more moving than guys that stand in the pocket like statues. Like, we got Tom Brady to talk about, because, boy, he had a busy day yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
But those kind of statues, the longevity, it really does prove itself to the guy that can stand in there and get the ball out after 2 Mississippis and not take those kind of hits like a Justin Fields or a Jaden Daniels or even a J.J. McCarthy, and especially Joe Burrow.
What did you guys make of the conversation I had yesterday with Mike Petraglia about the criticism on Joe for putting himself in these spots over and over again?
It was good, and it's fair criticism, but you can't. When I heard Petraglia say that, when he was talking to a scout, it went for me like, you can't take that out of his game, though, because that's just who he is. So unless you want to reprogram the system, you can't do anything. You have to take the good with the bad there, because that's just Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think that's totally bogus, quite frankly, to me. That, the competitive nature is part of what makes Joe Burrow who he is, right?
Yeah.
You can't. you can't take that out of him. He's probably not going to be the same player. I feel like I've seen that before years ago. This is a long time ago in the Blue Jackets organization where they told players, hey, we don't want you doing that. And they were never the same player again. Like, you can't, I mean, competitive nature takes over, right? Nature versus nurture, Lodge.
Right.
And yeah, I don't think that's, listen, we gave the numbers yesterday. The Bengals have been like 27th or worse in pass pro since Joe Burrow's been there. Let's put a little blame on this offensive line where it should be.
Yeah. One thing I don't know about the pass pro stats, I don't know if that factors in like quarterback getting the ball out. Like, one of the things that is part of Joe's game is he will hold it that extra millisecond for a big play. And when it works, you have what you had last year where he led the NFL in passing, or you had what they had a few years ago when they went all the way to the Super Bowl. When it doesn't, you have a guy who's now, this is the third of 6 seasons that he's going to miss a majority of the season with a catastrophic injury. And so that's the other side of it. There's it's interesting with the other thing that I think is fascinating because we have, by the way, we didn't even talk, Brock Purdy's out too. He's got turf toe as well because Mac Jones already started week 2. It is pretty wild to me that NFL owners will spend $300 million on a quarterback and they won't pay for grass. Like, we're worried about grass.
Well, grass doesn't sell tickets.
You can grow grass in Cincinnati. You can grow grass in Seattle where the Brock Purdy injury happened. You can grow grass in New Jersey. It's more expensive, but you can do it.
There's a Cincinnati, Ohio water table joke I won't make.
The Ohio River.
Won't do it. We'll make that joke.
They don't
even have an indoor. Let's not worry about grass. Come on now.
Like, just crazy to me that you would risk, because these 2 injuries. I mean, these 2 injuries, the one with Purdy and the one with Joe, don't happen on grass. That's why they're called turf toe. Quite literally. That's where it comes from. So, yeah, it's wild to me that doesn't happen. But it's not great for the league. I mean, that's upwards of 5 starting quarterbacks who are going to miss time, sometimes significant time in the first. And we're 2 weeks in.
Just seeing that the Bengals are signing Mike White as well.
Hell yeah.
Sean Clifford and Mike White going to be joining the quarterback.
That's nice on Clifford. He's a St. X kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yep.
If you put Mike White, Sean Clifford, and Jake Browning in a room and just brought in a casual NFL fan and say, who are these people? They'd be like, I don't know.
Dude, you
trainers?
You could put those 3 in a room and have me walk in there, and I couldn't identify him.
They would know Jake Browning's wife.
They would.
Well, she's not playing quarterback.
No. But no, I wouldn't know. I think I could get Clifford just because he played at Penn State. Might be able to get him. But no, this is not good in terms of what's happened very early on this season in the National Football League with the injuries. I should mention this because it's important. Sometimes the best gifts are the ones that you don't wait a holiday to give. If you've got a Buckeye fan in your life, Diamond Cellar is the place to go. They're the official jeweler of Ohio State, and their exclusive Buckeye collection is the real deal. From Blocko earrings to diamond script Ohio necklaces, these things are gorgeous. These pieces are built to last and show off that Buckeye pride every day. And with the luxury Buckeye jewelry starting at just $99, it's perfect just because surprise or a way to kick off the football season in style. Go see my friends at Diamond Cellar today. Score the ultimate Buckeye gift. Coming up next, we hit you with the real truth. Who starts more games this year, Joe Flacco or Joe Burrow? Second hour of the program coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Tom.
Hi, my name's Tom. I've been a patient at Tri-State Men's Health, and I'm being treated for low testosterone. I didn't really notice the issue of just the energy and feeling slow in the middle of the day and waking up feeling as if I hadn't even gone to bed. When I walked into Tri-State Men's Health, I was extremely impressed from the get-go with the results of the treatment. I wake up in the morning now with clarity. I have had more energy in working out. I definitely have increased my strength. I would say that if there are men out there who experience some of the same problems that I did with inability to sleep well and waking up without feeling refreshed and having your energy flagging throughout the day, go see Tri-State Men's Health. It's changed my life and it'll change yours too.
Thanks, Tom. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
Scotty Vegas here. Smartest bet of the season? Bet on yourself. I needed a weight loss plan that fit into real life. Tailgates, road trips, kids' nights, and still lets you eat. Week 1 with Awaken 180, I was down 6. By the end, 45 pounds gone. That's with wings, chili, meatballs, sausages, all the good stuff. It's the Tailgate transformation. Structure, coaching, and food that tastes like a win. Make the smart play. Start your tailgate transformation at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's the Ohio Lottery's all-new $5, $20, or $100 scratch-off. With 3 simple cash prizes, it'll have you saying, "Wow, that's what I call winning." With tracks like and the anthem celebrating the first of its kind $2 ticket. The $5, $20, or $100 scratch-off is an absolute hit. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
From sold-out stadiums under Friday night lights to more than 100,000 screaming fans on the banks of the Olentangy, America's football capital is right here in OHIO. But the greatest players and coaches of all time live in Canton at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter if you spend your Sundays yelling "Hoo Day" or barking like a dog from your seats in the pound. A trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame should be on every fan's bucket list. Plan your trip at ProFootballHof.com. The Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion, relive the glory.
IKEA is celebrating 40 years of making home dreams possible in the U.S. Visit us in store September 3rd until the 23rd for limited time offers and experiences like our Ortianta streetwear collection, our new Tilvercott furniture, daily chances to win gift cards, and more. Come celebrate 40 years of meatball-fueled shopping, brave attempts at our Swedish names, and the inexplicable need for stylish modern design. Offer valid September 3rd through September 23rd, 2025. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and ikea.us.com for details. Restrictions apply.
Fall is here. The leaves are changing, football's on TV, and family time by the bonfire feels just right. Before it gets even colder, now's the time to make sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. For over 3 decades, homeowners across Central Ohio have turned to Newman Roofing for reliable roofing, siding, and gutter work that stands the test of time. From your very first call, you'll talk with a real person who's happy to walk you through the process. Your estimator won't push you, just explain what's going on with your home and share solutions that make sense for you. And when the work begins, a dedicated job supervisor makes sure every detail meets Newman Roofing standards. Don't just take our word for it. Check out the hundreds of 5-star Google reviews from families right here in Columbus who chose Newman Roofing and couldn't be happier. Appointments are filling fast for fall installations, so don't wait. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Let Newman Roofing handle your to-do list so you can get back to the things and the people that matter most. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reese, sir. It's improvement week for number 1 Ohio State. The 3-0 Buckeyes are on a bye. OSU will play at Washington next Saturday. It'll be a 3:30 kick on CBS. 2-0 Washington's at Washington State for the Apple Cup this Saturday night at 7:30. In the NFL last night, the Buccaneers beat the Texans 20-19. Rashad White scored the go-ahead touchdown with 8 seconds left. Tampa's 2-0, while Houston is 0-2. Late last night in Vegas, the Chargers beat the Raiders 20-9. Los Angeles is also 2-0 on the season. In NFL news, Joe Burrow is out at least 3 months with a turf toe. Earlier today, the Bengals signed Sean Clifford and Mike White to their practice squad, but it'll be Jake Browning to start for Cincinnati Sunday at Minnesota. It's a 1 o'clock kick in Minneapolis. The Vikings will start Carson Wentz as J.J. McCarthy's sidelined for the next few weeks with an ankle injury. This update sponsored by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net.
With friends like these, who needs former college football players? This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, second hour here on a Tuesday edition of the program. Time for that real truth. Hit it, fellas.
Hold on to your butts.
Bishop and Friends present The Real Truth.
Sponsored by Diamond Cellar. Over 76 years of experience and guaranteed lowest prices on Sawmill Road or diamondcellar.com.
You got me pushing the buttons. You never know.
It's all in play.
How it's going to go today.
Never a doubt.
Whew. Jeremiah Smith will be a Heisman finalist. Is that the real truth?
Yeah, I think he will be. I know that he's not, as we stand right now, I didn't look at the ESPN bet odds this morning, but I know that he's not one of the front runners right now. But what I saw Saturday night with the way that Ohio State, and look, like this, he's the best player in college football. You want him to get a ton of touches, but they really started getting him going last week in the game against Ohio on Saturday. So I think that he will get enough targets. I think he's good enough that he'll make enough plays. Quite honestly, Ohio State's going to win enough that it's going to demand it. So I do think he will be a Heisman finalist. I don't think he'll win it, but I do think he'll be a Heisman finalist this year. I think that is the real truth.
So, yeah, I did not believe this was the real truth at the beginning of the year, but I do think it is now. Jeremiah's 12-1 right now on these odds that I'm looking at. Carson Beck is plus 750. John Mateer is plus 850. Gunnar Stockton 11-1, and then it's Jeremiah. So these are these ones that. Well, hold on. This was a little old too. It looks like what I'm looking.
George is also 3-0.
It probably comes out of Tennessee, but we're done doing the Gino Torretta Heisman stuff. That's enough.
Let's pull this one up here. This one's a little newer, I think, if I can find him. But here's why I think this is the case. And his numbers are obviously good through 3 games here. But Ohio State has not had a third receiver step up. And I think that's a little shocking to me and everyone around here, quite frankly. Yep. So it looks like it's Jeremiah Carnell and then the tight ends.
Yep.
Right now. And if that's the case, Jeremiah Smith and maybe Julian Sayin will be there in New York as Heisman finalists. Sure. But listen, everybody coming into the year said, hey, this is the best player in college football. Everybody knows him. Whether that's the right way it should be or not, that helps. And he's putting up the numbers to back it.
You don't have to say, hey, this is who this is. We already know. And quite honestly, that could help Caleb too. If he tries to knock down this door and become a finalist. Everybody knows who they are.
Joe Burrow will make more starts for the Bengals than Joe Flacco will make for the Browns this season. Is that the real truth?
All right. This is Burrow started 2 games. We're gonna do a relatively educated guess. So Burrow has started 2 games. He only finished 1. So if he comes back, let's say they're extra cautious and he comes back, Ravens at home on December 14th. Now, my guess is he'd want to play in that game at Buffalo on the 7th of December. But that would be right on it. That'd really be pressing it. That'd give him, let's say he does that he gets ready for at Buffalo on the 7th. That's at Buffalo, Ravens, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. That's 5. If we're considering that Browns game is going to matter at the end of the season. So that's those 5 and the 2 that he started at the beginning of the year. Meantime, Flacco has started 2 games. He's going to start this week against Green Bay. He'll start at the Lions. That's 4. Minnesota in England. That's 5. At Steelers, 6. And then if he plays well during that stretch, I think it'll keep going. But I think minimum he's looking at 6. So which one how was this phrased? It was Burrow will make more starts
Correct.
I'm going to say that's not the real truth. I think Flacco's going to make more starts than Burrow. And I'm hedging based on I think it might take Burrow the full 3 months to be healthy. And I think Browning will play good enough that it won't matter. I think, well, it'll matter, but I think he can keep head above water.
I think this is not the real truth. I'm not convinced we're going to see Joe Burrow again this year.
I've heard some of those whispers too, Bake.
Especially if they're out of it. Well, if they have nothing to play for, what do you bring him back for? Now, I don't know if that's the case. Maybe Jake Browning can keep them afloat. Schedule gets brutal right now, though, for them. They're going to be in a tough stretch here where you're definitely without Joe Burrow. I'm not sure we're going to see Joe Burrow again this year. So for that reason, I think we've got another game of Flacco. I think more than that. I think we're probably going to get at least 3 or 4 more of Flacco. So it's going to be Joe.
I feel like I don't want it to be the real truth, or I want it to be the real truth, I should say, because I, as a Browns fan, would like to see Dylan Gabriel tomorrow. Yeah. But I think Joe Burrow probably done till the end, probably done till Christmas. And obviously that 3-month thing is the most obvious statement I could have made today. The Texans will still make the NFL postseason. Is that the real truth?
No. I don't think they will. I think there is something to what's going on in Indy. There's some momentum there, and they're getting a lot out of Dan Dimes, and I'm not totally willing to bury Jacksonville either. And just watching Houston last night, with the talent that they have on offense, it defies logic that they are that sluggish. But they are. And they didn't have a great year last year. I think CJ was 20 touchdowns, 12 picks last year. I don't know what's going on there. But they don't appear right to me in any way. And you've been impossible to convince me of that when you think about what they did his rookie year and how dynamic they were. They aren't that now. And, you'd have to talk to somebody who covers that team to figure out exactly what's going on there or where the trust lies. I know obviously he lost his coordinator after the first year, but still, it just doesn't look right for them. So I do like their talent, but no, I don't think they are a postseason team.
I feel like the issue with the Texans lies in their offensive line. I feel like that offensive line is not very good at all right now. I still think they get in the playoffs. I don't think Jacksonville's any good. Tennessee is not any good. And it's been an impressive 2 weeks from the Colts, but I still got to see more. I know the real Daniel Jones is still in there somewhere. And I know it's going to come out at some point. I just think this roster and this defense is too talented for them not to win that division and make it in the postseason.
We'll stay in the AFC. The Miami Dolphins are a Thursday night football game. They're at Buffalo. And then I believe in 2 weeks, they've got Monday Night Football hosting the New York Jets. Mike McDaniel will be fired after that Monday Night Football game. Is that the real truth?
He's first coach out, right? I mean, he's got to be the answer to that of first coach who won't make it. So you said at Buffalo?
That's Thursday.
When did you say the date he would be fired by?
So the 29th is when they play the New York Jets on Monday Night Football.
Yep. So that's a good job out of you. Those are typically the games that ownership's like, enough, right? And why? Well, it's Monday Night Football. It's at home. Ownership will be in the building watching it, and they will be, that's enough. Don't embarrass me on national television. So have you even looked at the line for the Bills game yet? We won't do that until Thursday, but is it my hunch is like 12.5? Like, what is that number?
It is exactly 12.5. Good job out of you.
All right, 12.5. Like, what would it have to be for you to take Miami?
$1 billion.
17.5?
I was about to say
21.5?
16.5, 17.5.
That's going to get bet up.
I think
12.5 is theft right now.
I think 21.5 might be it for me, right? 3 touchdowns.
Right. So I think if you just said he'll be fired after the Jets, then I'm saying that's the real truth.
Does he even make it to that Jets game? Because there is a world we're just talking about where on Monday Night Football, they get beat like 50-7. by the Bills.
Well, if they get, run by Buffalo by 3 touchdowns.
And how many more Tyreek Hill sideline outbursts do we have to realize that, man, this team just doesn't, there's a lot of issues here. I think this could be the real truth.
You hit on something else that's the other thing, just from a business standpoint. If you fire him if they get bombed by the Bills on Thursday, that's this week, right? Yeah, Thursday. If they get bombed by the Bills on Thursday and you would get like a mini bye coming out of it, so you could put the new leadership in place, and then perhaps it would give a little bit of excitement to the fan base for that Monday nighter. So if they get bombed, to Bake's point, Thursday, and I think we all think they will, God, it's got to be like 100% of the money. Who's betting Miami plus 12.5? Like, the public's got to be on Buffalo. That's the only thing that gives me pause. Like, the public's got to be on Buffalo, all on Buffalo.
The Browns at 11.5 with the Ravens was enticing just because of what you saw from the Browns defense that first week. And some of these Browns-Ravens games in the past have been kind of close. I feel like there's nothing enticing for Miami here at 12.5 in this game. Like you said, it's got to be like 3 touchdowns for me.
It's got to be. Yeah, that's got to be the kind of the sweet spot on that. I'll tell you what was not a sweet spot is the spot Tom Brady found himself in for Monday Night Football. We will dig in on that and massive changes coming to Augusta National and the way that you consume the Masters. We'll get to all of that coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Game day glory starts here, Columbus. The 2025 Polestar 3 is built to win, delivering Scandinavian luxury, cutting-edge design, and up to 350 miles of range. Right now, lease yours for $399 a month for 27 months with $55.99 due at signing, and score $15,000, double the EV tax credit. Visit Polestar Columbus on the Buyers Imports campus by the airport, the only place in Ohio where you can see, feel, and drive the difference. Monthly lease payment of $599 per month for 27 months. Offer expires September 30th, 2025. See dealer for details or visit polestaroffers.com. Tailgate season is here, and if your grill makes you have to duck when you light it, it's time for an upgrade. Billiards Plus carries top-of-the-line grills that you can pass down to your kids and gifts the whole family will enjoy. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
What John Smiley, Chairman and CEO, wants you to know about First Bank of Central Ohio.
Our competitive advantage is the number of years we've been in Central Ohio and the fact that we're able to make decisions here locally that make sense for the client. At the end of the day, it's the ability for us to say, okay, what can we do to make your banking easier for you?
Experience what it's like to be first at fbcentralohio.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
This date, this September 16th in Reds history, will always belong to Tom Browning. He pitched his perfect game on this date in 1988 against the Dodgers at Riverfront Stadium. After a 2.5-hour rain delay, Browning threw the first pitch at 10:02. His opponent that night was Dodgers pitcher Tim Belcher, and both Belcher and Browning had no hitters through 5 innings. The Reds finally got their first hit and run in the 5th, but the Dodgers had no such luck against Tom. He threw 102 pitches, the last one for a strikeout of Tracy Woodson, 27 up and 27 down for Tom Browning this September 16th, 1988, this perfect date in Reds baseball.
This date in Reds baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Dormar, your kind of hero. When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the tin man.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another summer day ahead with mostly sunny skies, light winds, and afternoon highs getting in the mid to upper 80s. A little bit cooler tonight with mostly clear skies overnight and our lows down into the 50s. But for Wednesday, we remain dry and sunny with our highs getting in the mid to upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Taking the art of sports radio and day drinking to a whole new level. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are, and we are proudly sponsored by our great friends at Diamond Cellar, your true jeweler for over 78 years. This is some interesting news. This coming from Chairman Fred Ridley at Augusta National with the Masters. Today announced that Prime Video will debut as a domestic broadcast partner of the Masters tournament. That is next April. The quote from Mr. Ridley: working alongside Amazon in this capacity is an exciting opportunity for the Masters tournament and its fans. We are proud of our long-standing partnership with CBS and ESPN, who have set the highest standard for broadcast coverage of the Masters. The addition of Amazon will only further our abilities to expand and enhance how the tournament is presented and enjoyed. It seems like, I'm not sure if there's going to be some simulcast stuff here, but what we know for certainly is that the 2 additional hours of the tournament are for the first and second rounds will stream live on Prime Video from 1 to 3 o'clock Eastern. So they will do that on Thursday and Friday, those 2 hours. Go ahead, Reese.
What do you think that Bezos paid for that? It's a brilliant move.
I think I have this right. I don't think CBS pays anything for it to broadcast the Masters.
And so you don't think
I don't know. But I don't think they do. I think it's like there is no
So that's
deal.
like just maybe like a legacy handshake deal?
I think so.
But
I don't know. I have to get the MIT kids on that. But for some reason, I don't think. This is probably an easy Google. I probably don't need the MIT kids.
Because I just can't see a world where, like, if Amazon maybe reaches out to Augusta National and says, hey, we'd like to carry some of this, Augusta would be like, yeah, absolutely.
And so I had this right. CBS does not pay Augusta National to air the Masters. Instead, CBS pays for the production costs and offers a unique partnership where Augusta National retains significant control of the broadcast, including limited advertising and maintaining specific event jargon. In exchange for this control, the club charges no rights fees to the network. So neither CBS or ESPN pay anything for the Masters. So you get the sponsorships that cover it. That's IBM, Mercedes, and AT&T. Okay. They cover the production costs, but there is no fee. So my guess is Amazon isn't giving a fee either. My hunch is, if I had to guess what this is about, it's about understanding that we are shifting further and further away from over the air. And this is a way to make sure that there is a app-driven home for the Masters. And the idea being that they would pick Amazon isn't that surprising because of all of the apps, it's probably the least likely to go away. Netflix and Amazon.
And the one everybody already has.
Everybody's got it, and that's their whole thing. So the way I understand it, and I want to say the Wall Street Journal did a story on this a couple of years ago, all of the money that Augusta makes on the Masters, the gross majority of it is in the merch tent. That's where most of the money comes from. Like, they make tens of millions of dollars on the merchandise off the tent. That's just legendary, that tent that they have there. So that's where that money comes from, but that's never been really what it's about, and that's how they've been able to do what they've been able to do through the years. So my guess is they're trying to get out ahead of it and make sure that there's a place where you can always watch the Masters however you decide to stream your sports.
And that's how they can, whatever they did a couple years ago, like, well, forget all you people. We'll just do it without commercials. And
yeah. Yeah, when Martha Burke was like, where's the women members of Augusta? And they said, yeah, fine, we're not going to do commercials. Oh, okay. We just go broadcast the whole way. One thing that's going to be fascinating at Augusta, and this will dovetail into our conversation here on broadcasting that we're going to get to momentarily, when Jim Nantz hangs it up, who's got next? Who's the next guy? And I mean, Van Pelt makes the most sense because he's already there with ESPN, but he's not affiliated with CBS at the moment. Nantz has done that since '86.
Is that the day Tirico tries to get a CBS contract?
Probably, but he's got to be in a similar age, right? I mean, like, can't be too much younger. Nantz is 66.
The Masters Sunday, brought to you, well, I guess on CBS. I'm Spirididis. This is Adam Archuleta. We've got coverage all day long in Augusta.
Nantz has already said, like, he was going to scale back on some things, but still do the Masters. Like,
sure.
I'm guessing this is something Nantz does till he's 80.
I think so too.
He said he wanted. Was he the one that's going to do it till 2035?
Yeah, I think he wanted that because that would give him. Would that be 40 years at Augusta? If he gets that far? No, that'd be 50 years.
I think it's the 50. He wants to do the 50.
Years. Yeah. I mean, he's been the voice of Augusta for my whole life. You know, it's been a long time, even since Kenny Venturi was on there, who used to be that guy, and Vern and all those cats. They all just, you get older and away you go. A couple of broadcast notes from last night's Monday Night Football game. Tom Brady in a coaching booth of the Vegas Raiders as an owner of the Raiders. And the report that Peter Schrager had yesterday during the broadcast was that Brady talks to Chip Kelly 2 or 3 times a week. He had a headset on. Now, the reason that this is a problem is because this is an incredible conflict of interest. Tom Brady is a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the way he's behaving is not behaving like a minority owner. He's behaving like he's the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. We know he did some stuff in free agency. We know he did some stuff with Pete Carroll. All the while, he's the lead broadcaster for Fox. So what that nets you is on those Fridays before those Sunday games, he goes to the facilities and he gets meetings with players and coaches from the game that he's going to call. That's one of the perks of doing that job is you get that one-on-one time. So, for example, this week I think he's got who do the Bears play this week? That's the game. I think that's the Fox National game.
Are they playing the Raiders? No.
No. He plays the problem is they play the Raiders in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's on CBS. So the Bears have the Cowboys Sunday at 4:25.
So that's his game. So he's got Bears hosting Cowboys Sunday at 4:25. So he will meet with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, and he will meet with Rome Odunze and all of the people that are important. You'll meet with coordinators. You can meet with whoever you want. Usually it's the marquee players. Like when they come to the Browns, it's always Stefanski. It's always Miles. Like those are the folks that they're going to meet with. So he will meet with those guys, and they'll have an hour or so to chat about what they want to do and what they're working on for the game, so forth and so on. Well, the next week, the Bears are at the Raiders. So I get NFL teams being like, well, wait a second here. What are we doing? I get it. And NFL media was all over it last night, all over it on social. All the guys at NFL.com, all of them, ESPN, all of them, everybody but Fox people were all over the fact that he was in there. To me, the NFL should go to Tom and say, pick one. You're getting $30 million a year to call games on Fox and be one of the faces of Fox's network. Okay, fine. But the price of that is you can't be a minority owner in the NFL. I don't know how you could do both. And I'm with anybody that's got beef on it because I think it's legitimate.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in those meetings, you're asking coaches things that, that nobody else knows. You could easily take that back to your team and, hey, they really like this player. This player's coming up in free agency. Maybe we should go after him. They like to do this in this certain spot. It reeks.
It does.
It reeks of an advantage for the Las Vegas Raiders here.
Yeah. And it just seems like a pretty simple fix. Like, hey, can't do that anymore. Pick one profession or the other. Can't do both. In the late game, of which I watched the first quarter before going to bed, it was very obvious that Chris Fowler was under the weather on his play-by-play. He was clearly under the weather calling the game. You could tell immediately that he was. Did you guys hear him attempt to pronounce John Cena's name?
Senna?
Like the Formula One driver.
Because it's Chris Fowler and because I know he probably doesn't know anything about WWE's pay-per-view Sunday in Indianapolis, I'll give him a pass because he's also doing tennis and he's coming off of doing college football games and the U.S. Open, and he's sick. It's not great, but I also think like this, whatever the WWE is doing on Saturday, that's like the first thing on ESPN, because I think it was Buck said like Lesnar in a stranger way, like in the game before that. And I was like,
oh, okay.
I was like, guys, they don't know what they're doing. They're just reading the promo sheet.
For sure, that's what they're doing. But is it believable that somebody would not know how to pronounce John Cena's name?
I don't believe so. And I also believe these guys should be reading these promos before, right? Like I would read, if I had to do a promo in a game, I would want to read them all before and make sure.
But if you don't read them out loud and somebody's fact-checking you.
Yeah, but don't you realize...
You got to do it with a producer.
Don't you realize, though, like, hey, I don't know this name. Let me ask someone. And I also believe, Reese, I don't know, maybe so, but John Cena's bigger than wrestling. Like the dude's in movies and he's the voice of Honda. And...
Not to Chris Fowler.
I kind of agree with Reese because I can see a world where he just avoided this for the last 20 years. I think that's possible.
Cena and Lesnar probably main evented a pay-per-view 20 years ago.
Yeah, I could see how, you're right. I could see how Fowler just missed it. Like just hasn't paid attention to any of it. Like he's probably not the demographic for the movies. He's probably not. It's a hell of a igloo to live in. It's a hell of a silo to be in because he's pretty omnipresent over the last 2 decades. But that's usually one that most people get right. He's not quite The Rock, but he's just a rung below.
Bo, real quick, AR hopped in here for a second. He said Nance wants to call the 100th Masters in 2036. So we've got him till at least then.
Then Spiro Didis and Adam Archuleta.
10 more years. Well, that's 76. So there, he's going to get there for sure. Then Spiro Didis on it. We'll do a little Tuesdays with Tiberi in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loads and no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria.
salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Bishop and Friends present Tuesdays with Tiberi.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Dami, you see Bob Redford died this morning at age 89.
Wow, what an actor he was. Unbelievable. Just, you think of some of the big movies that guy made.
What's your favorite?
I love The Sting and Butch Cassidy and The Sundance Kid, both those.
God, him and Paul Newman, man.
Yeah, both those with Paul Newman, those are my two favorites, I would have to say.
Did you ever get a chance to interview or meet Paul Newman?
I met Paul Newman up at Mid-Ohio during some of the racing. I met him and just said hi to him. Didn't interview him. He was kind of funny about that. When he was racing, he didn't want to talk about anything. When he was in a racing event, he was there as a racer. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He had ties to Ohio. He went to it was a Kenyan, I believe.
Yeah. And he was Shaker Heights guy, I think. Yeah, that's true. Hey, I got to run something by you. So I got a text yesterday from my cousin, who I didn't know it was his number, but he texted me, and he's on a motorcycle drive. It started a couple of weeks ago. He has no destination. He called me. He texted me yesterday. He was in Newark randomly. No advance notice, nothing, but just randomly was in Newark. He's like, "Can I come see you?" Yeah, for sure. So he's going down to Chattanooga, then he's coming back. The line that he had in the text was, "I don't have a destination. I just have to be back by Montana in October." And I immediately was envious of doing that. I never did anything like that when I was young. Did you ever do anything like that when you were young?
No, I wish I would have. I mean, we growing up, we would do family vacations. My dad worked for the railroad. So the coolest thing we would do is we would travel on passenger trains. And it was pretty cool. We get a Pullman car, the whole family would be in there, and we would go to New York. We went to Washington, and it all revolved around baseball. We went to St. Louis, went to Atlanta, and it all revolved on baseball to go see. Like, we went to New York and saw the Yankees, saw the Mets, went to Washington, saw the old Senators. Yeah, that was our vacations. But we traveled by train. And, back in the day, Bo, when we had Union Station here in Central Ohio, right in the middle of downtown, you'd have 50 passenger trains come through Columbus. This was a hub. It was amazing.
It's weird that there isn't still a need for that. That it went away.
There is. We need to.
We
bring
just
it
don't
back,
do it.
I think. Yeah,
I agree with you.
I would be for the light rail between Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland. Where, the 3 C's, I'd jump on a train, go down, see the Reds play, or jump on a train, go up and see the Guardians play, the Browns. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I did it once. I did an Amtrak from Shelby, Montana to Seattle when I was in high school. And it was such a cool way to, even at that age when I really didn't appreciate it, it was still such a cool way to see the country.
Yeah, and it really is. You're out in the country, you're seeing it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. But we live in a fast-paced world now. People get on jets, and boom, you're there. You want to be there.
Yeah.
But I'm envious of your cousin. That's kind of neat. I don't have to be back to when? October?
October.
Does he have a job?
Yeah, he's an architect, and he's a builder. But he's doing it out of Bozeman, which is a boom town and has been for about a decade. And so he's never lacking for work.
You know what that tells me? That he's doing really well, and he can afford to do it.
Seems like it. Yeah, it seems like it.
Unfortunately, I can't just say, "Hey, I think I'm going to go run. I'm going to go to Europe for 3 months and just kind of,
If you
that
were
would be fun. Yeah.
If you were to just go on one of those, what vehicle would you choose? Like if you were just going to drive around the United States for a month, what mode of transportation would you choose?
I'd just take a car.
What kind of car?
Or a train. What kind of car? If I could have any car?
Any car. No limit.
No limit, any car?
Whatever
I don't know. A convertible, Maserati.
Little Ferrari, maybe? Prancing stallion
Ferrari,
on the front?
Yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Drive around and wave, and that'd be nice. I do want to go tour Italy. We were going to go in.
You got to do that.
And COVID hit. For my 60th birthday, we were going to go.
Yeah.
And here I am, and we've had some other issues, so we haven't really been able to travel. But yeah, we were going to go, and the things as we knew, everything changed, didn't it?
It really did. My wife's trying to get me to go to Italy this summer, and I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I feel like I could spend a month there.
Oh, I just want to see the history. I mean,
but where? It's a big country.
Everywhere. I want to go to Florence. I want to go to Tuscany. I want to go to Rome. I want to go. Our people are from up in the hills, a place called Intradacqua, which is in the Abruzzi region. I want to go all over. My grandmother was from Naples. I want to go there. Yeah. I hear it's pretty nice. I hear it's nice, and I hear you eat well.
Well, they know how to cook, my friend. I saw you on Saturday. It was great seeing you at the game. First time we got to see a night game, and they're trying a bunch of stuff, trying a song, I thought the drone show really worked. I thought that was really cool.
That blew my mind.
Wasn't that cool?
I looked up, and I forgot they were doing it. And I look up, and I go, oh, my God, there's UFOs here. And then I saw what it was, and then I'm going, this is just amazing. It was so cool. I give them credit. I mean, you want to keep the traditions they have, and you try to, they're trying to do the fan experience, because the fan, Gene Smith used to talk about it, and now Ross is talking about it. The fans have what they want. It's changed. Mm-hmm. And for the premium ticket that they're paying now to go, they want more. They expect more than just the game. And you look at what they've done with the concessions, and because people would deal with long lines. Now you got the soda packages you can do, and all the things that they've done to try to modernize the game in Ohio Stadium, and they're continuing that with the suites they're going to put down on the field, and that new section they're going to put on the east side of the stadium, that like restaurant bar and everything. But they're trying things. I give them credit. Some of them will work. Some of them won't. I personally think the bell ringing with Clark, this past one, and Coop and Archie, I kind of think it's a cool thing. You think about, some of the traditions. People forget sometimes, I think, that we've seen new traditions created throughout the years. They just don't stay. It's like, I remember when Tress started going to the Skull session and then walking across the street and into the stadium. And, but they used to stay at the Blackwell, but they don't do that anymore. But when they did that, and that's a tradition that kind of stuck, and the fans love it. It's amazing to see those guys walking in every time. And, it's like when the marching band comes down the ramp and into the field. That's a tradition that's been that way ever since I can ever remember. And, you get goosebumps when you see that band come marching in that way. It every time I see it, it happens. But they're trying new things, and I give them credit. And some of them I think people will like. Some of them people will maybe not. And, that's why there's 31 flavors of ice cream. Not everyone likes the same thing.
I just like I think they've done and both with the football program and everything they're trying to do, you are melding this tremendous history and nostalgia and all of this while also trying to be on the cutting edge of the sport. And I think so far they're crushing a lot of it. And you make the great point. You're going to hit on some, you're going to miss on some. I saw a video of you blowing up balloons. So
yes.
What I'm curious about is, and then I saw your lovely daughter Kelsey, just so the audience knows, she was then taking these balloons that you were blowing up and tying them together for something. What is going on?
All right, it was Gio's birthday.
Okay.
And she said, Papa Dom, can you come over and help me? Yeah, okay. So we go over, and there's 56 of these balloons that need blown up.
Yeah.
And I go, Kelsey, what are you talking about, 56? And it was the backdrop for a wall, and it was Gio's birthday. And so like an idiot, I sat there and blew them up. And I'm telling you, I needed oxygen after that. And, of course, she's documenting it because she's now become, Steven Spielberg of TikTok.
It's pretty funny. And my favorite part, I assume it was young Gio who came in and jumped on it while you were trying to blow him up?
No,
or was
that was Luciano.
Luciano did that.
It just comes flying in, and he smashed one. So instead of doing 56, we only had 55 or whatever because he busted one. He did
you go, oh, great.
He did a pile driver on it. I'm like, what the?
What are we doing? It's so good. Keep it up.
You know what?
Tell Kels to keep it up.
Yep, I will. And let me just say one thing.
Sure.
The negativity about this football team that is being put out by some people.
Where? I haven't seen an ounce of negativity. What are you talking about? They're the number one team in the country.
I agree, but here's what I want to say.
All right.
It's like, oh, we're not as good as we thought. I mean, look at what Ohio and all this. We've got, first of all, to me, it was the perfect game. First of all, it's hard. You're going to play 16 games. Every game cannot be perfect. Every game is not going to be Ohio State Grambling. You want to see some competition, and there's going to be competition. But they beat this team by 28 points, and they're acting like, oh, it wasn't the blowout I thought it was going to. What do you mean, 28 points? And that's the negative. I mean, as a fan base, I think we've been spoiled a little bit. And don't listen, and I'll say it again. Don't listen to some of these supposed experts that think they know. They don't know what. They're just trying to get you riled up.
Yeah.
Because you're the biggest fan base in the country, and they're going to say stuff that is absolutely ridiculous, and they're hoping you're going to bite and, retweet it and whatever. I mean, don't give them what they want. But the fact is, do they have issues that they got to fix? Yeah, they got to score in the red zone, But I think part of that was a message Ryan sent, like, all right, you guys, But, I mean, it wasn't even close to statistics. We had nearly 600 yards. They had not even 200. I mean, that defense is elite. Yes, they had one series where they gave up an explosive play. They'll work on that, but they've been pretty good to date. Now we'll see what happens when they go out on the West Coast into one of the loud. I know you've been out there, one of the loudest places I've ever been to. Beautiful scene, except it's raining all the time, and it's loud. But they're 3-0, and some people are nitpicking about. If I hear it again that we're not physical enough on the offensive line.
Oh,
what game are you watching? What are you watching?
Here's my advice. You need to mute all those accounts, and then you'll be fine. Just mute them. Then you'll never see it.
I think I'm a magnet for it. You know what I mean?
You said it, brother. We'll do it again next week. Good talking to you, buddy.
And I engage them. So.
Well, I know. You enjoy it. It's your tomfoolery. We'll talk next week.
Goodbye.
See you, buddy. There he goes. Little Tuesdays with Tiberi on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll do Thing or Not a Thing up next. Bishop and Friends right here on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
It's the Ohio Lottery's all-new $520 or $100 scratch-off. With 3 simple cash prizes, it'll have you saying, "Wow, that's what I call winning." With tracks like and the anthem celebrating the first of its kind $2 ticket. The $520 or $100 scratch-off is an absolute hit. Ohio Lotto's got the good. Rivalry players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. After retiring from professional football, I never expected that me, Bobby, I'd have low testosterone. So I went to my friends over at Affinity. I got my labs done, and now I've been on a testosterone replacement plan with Affinity for 8+ years. Best of all, they've supplemented it with peptides and lots of other great products. Learn why me and thousands of men trust the experts at Affinity to feel their best. Get more energy, better workouts, feel like yourself again. And do not waste another day. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com today.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
I was told you could make us feel better.
You're suffering from too much junkitis. Point at something you haven't used lately.
Wow, it's gone. Try it, honey. You'll feel light as a feather.
Something I haven't used?
All you have to do is point.
I feel like I'm flying.
That's the sound of optimism and energy and possibilities.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
The Fan Two-Way's on the air. Catch the Bob and Tom Show in the morning and Jim Rome in the afternoon. And Buckeye stuff and Reds 2 in the NFL. It's lots of stuff. You get the picture. It's the Fan 2 live on 1460 AM, the Fan app, and the Fan's HD2.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax, and not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
In Columbus, how you roll up on game day matters. And with Polestar are redefining the driving experience. The Polestar 3 isn't just an electric SUV. It's an SUV that drives like a sports car. Precise, powerful, silent enough to hear the crowd before you see the stadium. Drive it today at Polestar Columbus or visit polestarcolumbus.com for a test drive and to learn about our competitive lease offers.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bo knows many people. He talks to the interesting ones on this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Tuesday edition. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Appearing on Get Up Monday, ESPN's Adam Schefter said the Chiefs lost their Week 2 matchup with the Eagles several months ago.
The biggest thing here to me is that this game was lost in March. This game was lost when the NFL owners refused to ban the tush-push from happening. It wasn't lost yesterday. It was lost in March. And there might be a lot of games that the Eagles play that are lost in March because this play is unstoppable. It not only does the defense not know how to handle it, but even the officials don't even know how to handle it. You're seeing the Eagles linemen jump off sides every play, and nothing's called.
It's a false start.
So the officials have no idea. Defenses have no idea, and the Eagles get to do whatever they want on every single play in the tush push. And again, I know people hate it, but they have mastered it. They have dominated the line of scrimmage.
Thing or not a thing.
So I'm anti-banning the play because I think anybody could do it. They drafted a quarterback and have nurtured a quarterback who has a specific skill set that is elite at this. And they view it as it is worth the risk of putting him in harm's way every time they do it. So if you're willing to do that, anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. Some teams will have like a tight end go do it because they don't want to put their quarterbacks in harm's way. Well, the Eagles start every series 1st and 9. And that's a hell of an advantage. But at the same time, like, I don't want to see the play banned because anybody could do it. They're just really good at it, and they're willing to put their quarterback in harm's way.
It's obviously the play itself is not that big of an advantage because nobody else can do it, like the Philadelphia Eagles. And maybe that's because nobody else has a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds. Like Jalen Hurts can. This is so funny. Like, well, we can't stop them, so let's just get rid of it. Like, no, go stop them. If it's that big of a deal to you, if that's the team you have to beat at the end, figure out a damn defense to stop it. They figured out a play that that nobody else can stop. You figure out a way to do it. It's such a ridiculous argument to me. And maybe the officiating part of this, like you've got guys lined up off sides, you've got offensive linemen, false starting, that might be an issue.
Sure.
But I feel there's a way you can clean that up with the officials, have them watch the play, have them study the play and realize what's what, but just go stop them.
Speaking on the field at Allegiant Stadium Monday afternoon, Tom Brady announced that he will be participating in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Brady will play in the first of its kind round-robin tournament featuring 3 teams of current and former NFL players. It's going to take place March 21st in Saudi Arabia.
Come again?
Yep. Among the participants are Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., and Rob Gronkowski. Additional participants will consist of professional athletes from other sports and celebrities. The teams are going to be coached by Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Kyle Shanahan. Thing or not a thing?
What's your best guess on the price each one got for this?
A couple million?
I was going to say like at least $8 million a player.
Per guy?
Per guy.
Is it 10?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all in the,
Brady probably got 20 just because it's Tom Brady and he's going to be the centerpiece of all of this, but I could see them throwing 8 at Myles Garrett. Hey, come and do this thing for a couple days. Everything will be paid for.
Yeah. Is this like a $200 million budget to go play flag football in Riyadh? That's my hunch, is that I guess it's just everybody. The $1 Million Man was right. Everybody's got a price. Like, why would you what are we doing? What the hell are we doing? Like, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys or I'm the Cleveland Browns, am I good with this? I'm going to take franchise players and go play a flag football game in the off season in Saudi Arabia? What are we doing?
I thought of that. What's going to happen when one of these players pops an Achilles or
like Robert Edwards. Remember that on the beach?
Yeah. Tears up their knee doing this. This is not a thing because flag football, nobody cares about it. Nobody's going to tune into this. Nobody wants to see this. Also, I wonder, are people going to boycott this like they boycotted Live Golf? And they hate Live Golf because the Saudi involvement.
Well, no one's going to see it. Not here. Nobody here is going to see it. So in that sense, it'll be like Live Golf.
Maybe they'll put it on the CW.
I was just about to ask, like, who's going to be broadcasting that? I think it was Fox Sports is in bed with this.
Well, that would add up.
So.
Yeah, strange. I don't understand it. I mean, I totally get why they are doing it. There's a price, and they accepted it. And that's why you do it.
There are 2 Power 4 vacancies. On Sunday, Virginia Tech fired Brent Pry. UCLA dismissed Deshaun Foster, no longer in Los Angeles. Well, at least doesn't have a job in Los Angeles. The Bruins haven't started classes yet. They start next Monday.
Wow.
Their fall semester. Among the list of candidates for the now vacant UCLA job is Brown's offensive coordinator Tommy Rees. The 33-year-old Rees reportedly finished second to Bill Belichick for the UNC job. Thing or not a thing?
Yeah, I mean, he's really bright and was really high thought. I mean, the idea that he finished second for Belichick to the North Carolina job tells you all you need to know about how people in football circles view Tommy Rees. I'll tell you what's an even bigger thing of that is I don't know how many people out there, fans out there, realize this. That means that every player on Virginia Tech and UCLA are free to transfer right now.
Could Nico transfer again?
Yes.
I mean, he could, but do you see that?
I have no idea. I don't know what. I didn't foresee him losing $1 million a year at NIL and then going to play for UCLA. But, and UCLA's terrible. But, if you're Nico, are you going to continue to play for this mess? Do we get to a point where these rules are so damn stupid that neither Virginia Tech nor UCLA can put a team on the field?
Could be. And I saw something where UCLA hasn't started classes yet.
Yeah, Reese mentioned
So they
that,
were trying to figure out if those players could go play immediately for someone else, if someone would try to push that and sue for that. The Tommy Rees thing is interesting. He's kind of flown through the coaching ranks here recently, just 33 years old. If I was Tommy Rees, this is not the job I would want to start my head coaching career.
No, I think it's a mess. Yeah, I think it's an absolute mess out there. We'll blitz the NFL final hour on a Tuesday. Up next, Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Script Ohio necklaces, Blocko earrings, Ohio State bangles, and more. You'll find an exclusive collection of luxury Buckeye jewelry you'll love at the Diamond Cellar, starting at $99. Show your Buckeye love at the Diamond Cellar, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront costs before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Enjoy hot deals on Meijer brand family favorite must-haves all season long. Save on back-to-school lunch basics like Meijer peanut butter, grape jelly, and round top bread, just $1.39 each. Meijer disinfectant wipes are just $2.99, and a Meijer facial tissue 4-pack is only $4.99. Saving a good deal more on your favorite Meijer brand must-haves is a good deal better all season long. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
From sold-out stadiums under Friday night lights to more than 100,000 screaming fans on the banks of the Olentangy, America's football capital is right here in OHIO. But the greatest players and coaches of all time live in Canton at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter if you spend your Sundays yelling "Hoo Day" or barking like a dog from your seats in the pound. A trip to the Pro Football Hall of Fame should be on every fan's bucket list. Plan your trip at ProFootballHof.com. The Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion, relive the glory.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today we're in my showroom so you can hear how our windows keep sound out.
It's pretty loud in here, Wilson.
Well, Leslie, that's because the window's open. But if you close it like so, well, it's kind of good to let in a little nature.
I think nature just honked at us, Wilson. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Oven-baked French toast. Hot, melty cheese. And meat. And meat. And meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast stackwich. Sweet and savory cinnamon swirl French toast piled with thick-cut bacon, natural pork sausage, and smoky Canadian bacon. It's the newest flavor in our lineup of breakfast sandwiches. All stacked fresh, all served hot, and all made in store to make your morning. The new 3-meat French toast stackwich from UDF. Mornings made for you.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash, or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter, he'll be there quick.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Buckeyes are on the bye this week, the first of two for the number one team in the country this season. Head coach Ryan Day is calling it Improvement Week. Hear from OSU's top man today around noon. We'll carry Coach Day's comments live on the Fan when he takes the podium. Ohio State will play at Washington next Saturday at 3:30. That game will be shown on CBS. In NFL news, the Bengals have signed Sean Clifford and Mike White to their practice squad Tuesday. That's in the wake of Joe Burrow's turf toe. Surgery on that will keep him out until at least mid-December. Cincinnati will start Jake Browning this week when they play at Minnesota Sunday at 1. The Vikings will start Carson Wentz at quarterback in that game as J.J. McCarthy will miss time with an ankle injury. And in baseball, the Reds are 2 out of the NL wild card with 18 to play. Cincinnati's at St. Louis tonight at 7:45. You can hear that game on the Fan following the Buckeye Show. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union, voted best local credit union 7 years in a row by CBUS Top Picks. Visit bmifcu.org to learn more.
Pull up a stool and ask the bartender for something neat, because Uncle Bo is on the radio. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour here on a Tuesday edition. Time to blitz the National Football League. Hit it, fellas.
Bishop and Friends present NFL Blitz.
Sponsored by Skyline. Skyline's new mac and cheese 3-way is only here for a limited time. Try it today.
Mac and cheese 3-way. Chili. So mac and cheese, chili, onion, more cheese.
That sounds about right.
Is that how that would go?
I do think the limited time has passed us by.
All right. I believe I had that. Reese, what did you have?
Well, tackling Derrick Henry's hard. I mean, that's why that's one of the reasons why I believe the Browns were so gassed Sunday late in that game. I mean, they lost 41 to however many it was for Cleveland. But that Ravens attack is very difficult to bring down. And over the course of 4 quarters, they bring you down. They beat you down. Like, for anybody to say going into that Ravens game there were no challenges or things aren't hard against the Baltimore Ravens is asinine.
Yeah, and the thing to kind of buttress your point, Derrick Henry did nothing. 11 for 23, Lamar 2 for 13 on the ground, but there's a price you pay for that, and that is in the pass game. And Lamar had his way there. So that's the thing about how they've evolved as an operation. The physical toll is one thing, but then they have an ability to pivot now, which is something they didn't have in previous years. Bake, I believe I had that. What did you have?
I believe I had that even though I thought they would take a step back this year, The Lions are still a pretty darn good team. Now, I think there are issues with Chicago and maybe their quarterback play a little bit there, but these Detroit Lions are still really good. Jared Goff had a day throwing for 5 touchdown passes. Both of the running backs punched it in the end zone. These guys may have 2 new coordinators, but Dan Campbell has not forgotten how to coach, and these players are really good.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was pounding the table for this, but I was concerned about Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy. And I just wanted to see it for a guy who missed a whole year and 2 surgeries and all of it, and now he's hurt again. I was very skeptical of that being something where they would pick right up where they left off last year with Sam Darnold, and obviously that's been the case so far. I did not have that. What did you not have, Reese?
The Indianapolis Colts are 2-0, and I think it might be legit. Like, I still think the Denver Broncos are a really good team, and yeah, there was a questionable decision-making by Sean Payton at the end of the game there, but that's a quality win. I don't think anybody's a fluky 2-0 in the NFL at this point. I don't know if you can be a fluky 2-0 in the NFL, so yeah, the Colts.
I think that's the obvious one right there is the Colts. I know that this team is 2-0, but I did not have that the Arizona Cardinals would struggle as much as they did against New Orleans and Carolina. I thought that this Arizona offense with Marv there and James Conner and Trey McBride, I thought that they were due for like a coming out party this year. And I never thought Kyler was great, but I thought that he was good enough, and with these weapons, he'd be able to sling it around. But it doesn't look exactly like it's clicking like I thought it would with them.
Yeah, I think they were up like 27-9 in that game, weren't they, Arizona? And then like it got weird.
Carolina came back and made it close.
Got some weird touchdowns to make it look a little closer than it was. I did not have that the NFC West through 2 weeks looks to be the division that's in the best shape. Like Seattle going to Pittsburgh, I didn't have it. Now, Caleb Johnson understands special teams rules, and maybe that's a little bit different for sure, but I didn't have Seattle going out there and getting a win. Every other team in that division is 2-0 through the first 2 weeks of the division, and Seattle maybe has the most impressive win going out to Seattle and getting a win. Player who impressed, Reese, who impressed you this week?
A little recency bias, Baker Mayfield. I mean, Emeka Egbuka, I think, leads in receiving touchdowns this season. Mm-hmm. We're only in 2 weeks, but his ability, Baker's, to read the field and to scramble late when your team needs it, sets up for a game-winning touchdown, and you are 2-0.
Yeah, when it's going good for him, he's about as fun as you can have in the NFL.
Yeah, just rubbing salt in the wound last night. The Nick Chubb wound. Need Baker to top that off. To me, it was Mac Jones. I feel like Mac Jones, that was a guy I honestly wanted the Cleveland Browns to get this offseason. I know they ended up with Kenny Pickett, and he's gone already. Mm-hmm. But I thought if there was a reclamation project at the quarterback spot to be had, I thought it was Mac Jones. He might have made the smart move going to San Francisco and hanging out with Kyle Shanahan and those guys, kind of like Sam Darnold did. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he thought he was going to get in and play this early, but he got in, and he took advantage of that opportunity. He looked really good on Sunday.
Yeah, and that's one of those cases where he went to the place where the guy really loved him. Like Kyle loved him. It was between Trey Lance and him that year in the draft, and it's working out. He looked very good, and now they can kind of bide some time and maybe a little bit of a career reclamation for him. I'm going to go Lamar here. I went over those stats for him. It was 20. It was like 16 yards rushing, nothing. There was a stat that I saw on him though over the last couple of years where he's completing 70% of his passes, nearly 60 touchdowns, and 3 picks. That is someone who continually works on his craft. To be able to become that type of a thrower of the football that he's become over the last few years, he's the ultimate weapon in the NFL. The Browns took away the run game. Didn't matter. 4 touchdowns. I mean, it's just he really is. He should have won the MVP last year, and looks like he's in the middle of it again this year. It's a wild thing. Player who disappointed, Reese.
Well, I guess I'll ask you, is this more of an indictment on Steelers special teams coordinator Danny Smith or on Caleb Johnson for not knowing the NFL's new kickoff rule. I mean, he's a rookie. It is week 2. You would think that would be buttoned up by now, but he's also a rookie in week 2.
Look, I'm always going to side with the old guy, right? Because my hunch is he probably said it, and the young kid wasn't paying attention, because that happens at my dinner table on a regular basis. Well, I told you not to do that. Well, I didn't hear it. Well, that's because you weren't listening. So I'm sure he was briefed, but when he got in the moment, slipped.
He thought, hey, that's a touchback in college last year.
Yep.
I do think, like, even Seahawks players were a little surprised.
Well, it's also crazy it didn't roll all the way out of the end zone, that it stopped with like 2 inches to spare.
Player for me that disappointed the most was Travis Kelce. He has definitely lost his fastball, and you've got to make that catch. I mean, not only do you not make a catch that could have been a touchdown, but in Cleveland Browns fashion, it pops right into the defender's hands, and it just totally changes that game. Those are plays that the Chiefs made the past couple of years, and it got them to, I think, what was it, 7 or 8 one-score games last year that they won en route to 15-2. Those are plays that your veterans have to make. You got to catch that football.
Yeah, Trav's older than people think. I mean, he was there several years before Mahomes, so I think it does appear that it's all caught up. This is of no fault of his own, but it's Burrow. I'm just disappointed because I really wanted to see this Bengals operation really go for it, and I wanted to see him try and track down an MVP. Could have argued that maybe he deserved it last year. Certainly if they made the playoffs, he probably would have won it. And it just sucks. It's not his fault. It just sucks that he's done for 3 months. Bud Kilmer, honorary coach of the week. Who do you got, Reese?
I'm going to give it to Kyle Shanahan. The Niners are 2-0 without Brock Purdy, no George Kittle, and that's fine. Here's Mac Jones.
For me, it's Shane Steichen. And I have heard some people say that they thought the Eagles took a hit there for a year or two after Steichen had left there. I've heard people say that they think Shane Steichen is a brilliant mind. They said that Shane Steichen has just been dumbfounded that he couldn't get it to work with Anthony Richardson. Well, maybe he's got a guy that it can work with now in Daniel Jones. And Shane Steichen, I did not see this from the Indianapolis Colts so far.
No. I'm going to go Peter LaFleur up in Green Bay on this one. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Not because they're 2-0. I had them in the Super Bowl, so it's not like this is a surprise. But what I noticed in the game against Washington was an edge to him that kind of led me to believe that he knows he's got one. And I think he does, and I think they're going to be the 1 seed in the NFC. I'd be shocked if they weren't, barring injury. Top 3 teams right now, Reese, who do you got?
I got the Bills, the Packers, and the Ravens.
I got the Bills, the Packers, and the Ravens.
I've got the Packers, the Bills, and Philly. I'm going to go Packers, Bills, Philly on that one. Super Bowl right now, Reese.
Buffalo and Green Bay.
Buffalo and Green Bay.
They might not have enough alcohol.
That'd be so fun.
At Levi's Stadium for those 2 fan bases.
The only one that would be more fun than that would be Detroit, Buffalo. That would be even more fun, just because Green Bay's been down this road before.
If Green Bay and Buffalo play in the Super Bowl, do their fans have we'll jump through this table, we'll jump through 2 tables, no, we'll jump through 3 tables.
Yeah. Also tells you the strength of the National Football League that 2 franchises in outposts. You can't get more outposty than Green Bay and Buffalo, but if you do it right, look what you can do. That's a pretty good advertisement for the NFL. Smart is rewarded. The 2 NFL teams in our fine state, both with a lot of adversity. We will hear from them coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
IKEA is celebrating 40 years of making home dreams possible in the U.S. Visit us in stores September 3rd until the 23rd for limited time offers and experiences, like our Ortianta streetwear collection, our new Tilvercott furniture, daily chances to win gift cards, and more. Come celebrate 40 years of meatball-fueled shopping, brave attempts at our Swedish names, and the inexplicable need for stylish modern design. Offer valid September 3rd through September 23rd, 2025. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and ikea.us.com for details. Restrictions apply.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then, a cancer diagnosis. and doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, lease 2 Elantras for $222. That's right, lease 2 new 2025 Elantra SEs for just $222 a month for a 2-year lease. Both your new Elantras come with owner assurance and America's Best Warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. In Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.99 down per unit plus taxes and fees. First month payment, 10K miles per year, ends 9/30.
The waterworks techs have heard it all. Screeching furnaces, dripping pipes, strangled garbage disposals, overflowing toilets. Did a spooky surprise catch you off guard? Who are you gonna call?
No, not them. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222. We provide better care, better value, better results, and we'll take on any drain or heating and cooling nightmare to come your way. Happy Hallow Waterworks.
Wake up and laugh with the Bob and Tom Show on the Fan 2.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
It says here they've won 5 Marconi Awards. I can't even spell Marconi. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Bob and Tom Show.
Sounding an alarm.
Did any of this have to happen?
No. All new tonight. ABC 6 News continues to investigate the city's mandate to replace thousands of water meters in Columbus homes,
Nobody said that they could come and flood my house.
raising questions about who is doing the work,
You don't think constituents should be upset about this?
the hiring practices that are causing even more safety concerns.
Do you think our coverage exposed a lot about this company?
I think it's a good thing.
Tonight at 6.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I have 3 kids. I have an IQ of 160. I work with the cops.
You're a cop?
No, they do sign my paychecks.
Caitlin Olsen returns in High Potential, the #1 drama.
She was abducted. You knew that already, didn't you?
Yeah, but I thought it'd be nice to let you have this one.
And one of the best new crime procedurals.
You're waiting on me to leave so you can poke around without a warrant, aren't you?
Yeah. High Potential. Tonight at 10 on ABC 6.
The Ohio Lottery's new $5 scratch-off Win Big has a top prize of $100,000. And with the Ohio Lottery app, all non-winning tickets can be entered into a My Lotto Rewards second chance promotion to win Cleveland or Cincinnati football tickets or even a trip to football's biggest game. And that's more exhilarating than a cooler of sports drink dumped on you. So exhilarating. Win big from the Ohio Lottery. A celebration waiting to happen. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another summer day ahead with mostly sunny skies, light winds, and afternoon highs getting in the mid to upper 80s. A little bit cooler tonight with mostly clear skies overnight and our lows down into the 50s. But for Wednesday, we remain dry and sunny with our highs getting in the mid to upper 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it. Keep your friends close and your producers closer. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Indeed you are. And the Capital Ford of Columbus High School football game of the week takes us to Westerville North. Friday night as the Warriors host Delaware. Coverage 6:30, kick 7. After the game, it's Byers, Subaru, Dublin's overtime with Bake and Lee. Friday nights are for high school football only on the Fan. What week is this? Week 5?
Week 5, Bo. It'll be halfway over if you want to look at it glass half empty. If you want to look at it glass half full, we still got a second half of a season to go.
Right. I will tell you, it sneaks up on me. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but you start to see some leaves.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of reddish hue. I got a river birch in the yard that's already bailing on its leaves. It's coming, kids. It's coming. Going to be here quick.
Bo,
Winter.
A little bit of a bummer for this game Friday night. Delaware has the running back, Favor Aki, that's committed to Ohio State, but he hurt his ankle on the first play of the season and has not played since, and we don't know if he's going to play Friday night or not. So that's a little bit of a bummer.
Oh, you hate to see that. Delaware Pacers?
Correct.
Love that. I love that logo. We've got some cool ones. There's some really unique, cool ones out there. It's fun. I don't know what made me think of this, but the one in Montana that jumped out for me was the Chinook sugar beeters, because it was a sugar plant that they used. I can't remember if it was sweet potatoes or something to make sugar in this remote town in northeastern Montana, and their logo was like a V kind of shaped potato with like a mixer beaters.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was the one that they did there. What's your favorite one off the top of the head?
Oh, man, I don't even know mascot and logo. What I was thinking, though, when you were talking about you liked their logo, was I've always loved the Dublin Scioto uniforms. They're basically Ohio State, but just green. And then that got me thinking, is there a cooler rivalry game than what we get this Friday between Dublin Scioto and Worthington Kilbourne, the Battle of Hard Road, and you get that 50-pound chunk of asphalt for winning the game? That's too cool.
Does anybody know what a tar blooder is? Because that's probably the coolest name and logo in the state.
Tar blooder it's up there.
Sherman Tanks, or the Shermans that's
they are just the tanks, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that it? Aren't they the Sherman Tanks out of Chillicothe? I feel like I went down there on a chopper once. I think I did would it be possible to do would that make geographical sense to do a chopper to go do Joe Burrow at Plains High School and then hit the is it Uniontown?
It's Uniota.
That's right.
And they're the Shermans.
And they're the Shermans.
The Sherman Tanks.
How good is that? I mean, come on.
That's
really good.
I just know I always used to, my uncle lived in Bainbridge, and we would always drive past Uniota High School to go to his house.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's some good ones out there. There's a Whippet. Somebody's the Whippets.
That's Shelby, I believe.
There you go.
Shelby is the Whippets. That's probably about halfway between us, right?
Yeah, I don't know where it is. There's a huge, really black hole in my Ohio geography is north of Dayton. So it's that Mac country. It's north of Dayton all the way to Toledo. I've been to a game at Piqua before.
Mm-hmm.
When Brandon Sane, I think. I feel like I took the chopper out there once.
I remember the chopper, they played Grove City his senior year, I believe, and the chopper came down on the baseball field, and Coach Tress got out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tress was chopper?
Tress came to watch him.
We didn't give him a ride in Chopper 10, I'll tell you that, back in those days. That was a crazy thing, to go up I remember, now that I tell my wife, it's pretty crazy I did that, but for multiple football seasons at Channel 10, we would take the chopper and we would fly all over Central Ohio, all the way down to Athens, as far away as Piqua, all these places to go shoot games, and we would land on baseball fields and walk over and shoot a couple of plays and then go. We would shoot games from the chopper. I remember doing this at Big Walnut. We just hovered over the school, over the football field, and just shot the game from bird's eye, hoping that we would get a play.
I just quickly, in our new system here, typed in Arnold. I was hoping I would get the choppa. I was hoping we had that.
We have that?
I don't see it here, so.
Oh, dang it. Too bad. No, those are fun. This has been the best. It's been an unbelievable start to the high school football season. The weather's cooperated. Everything's won. It has not been an unbelievable start for the professional football teams in Ohio. It's been brutal. The Bengals are 2-0, which is everything that they wanted. It's everything they were hoping for in camp. However, it came with a massive asterisk, and that is the injury to Joe Burrow. Zach Taylor, available yesterday, spoke on Burrow and where the team is now.
It's just part of the process for us. There's always some form of adversity you're gonna face, and it's how do you respond to it. And so again, there's not a lot we can do right now for Joe. Other than I feel terrible for him because he's put in all the work, and so for him to have to go through this is the worst part of it. But as a football team, we just got to continue to move forward, and that's what these guys are going to do. And so again, there's not a lot that takes up my time. If that's what you're asking in terms of today, we're ready to move on to Minnesota and find a way to get after these guys.
His lot of criticism in and around the Bengals operation for the way that they have failed to protect Burrow. There's two schools of thought on this. Are they protecting him well enough? And then the other side of it is Joe holding on to the dang ball too long? Here's Zach Taylor on that.
It's unfortunate that this happened, but again, that's part of football, and that's what's going to happen. Guys are in the pocket, guys are moving around. I don't know how a turf toe injury fully happens, how you got to get hit or stepped on. I know that potentially he could have been clean for 99% of the game, and the one play is where this happens. And so I get it. I understand where people are going to come from. It's going to be very attacking of us and our style of play. It's got us to a Super Bowl and an AFC championship and 2 division titles and won a lot of games for us. So we're always evaluating how we can protect our players and put them in the best position possible. So I take accountability for that. And if people want to blame me for putting them in a position, I'm fine taking that. But we'll continue to put the best plan forward to put Jake in a great position to go help us beat Minnesota.
I know that there are people that sometimes are critical of Zach for some of his game stuff, but it feels like as just a human, he's a quality dude. You remember him going to those bars and presenting the game balls around Cincinnati when they made that run? I think of the way he handles all of this stuff. To me, he's very likable. He's a very likable dude. And I think they're going to be all right. I think that if he can come back in December, I would be a little bit surprised if they weren't still in the mix. I do think the team is that good, and I think they can figure it out with Browning. And I think the schedule isn't quite as audacious as it seemed at the start of the year. I mean, they got Minnesota this week, but it's Carson Wentz. So they can keep head above water here. And by the way, they're 2-0, so that gives them a little bit of padding here, to a little bit of cushioning to make sure that this all goes to where they're relevant when and if Joe gets back. On the other side of things, quarterback conversation as well. This up 71 North up in Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski was asked yesterday if he's sticking with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Mary Kay, we didn't play well enough on offense, and we didn't coach well enough on offense, and it's never going to be about one person. Joe knows there's plays that he can be better, and it obviously starts with protecting the ball in this game, and he understands that, and that's our focus moving forward.
You guys are Browns fans. What do you wish they would do at quarterback?
Dylan Gabriel. Start him Sunday against the Packers, a very healthy dose of Quinshon Judkins, and see what happens.
I'm the same because I don't need 7 wins this year. I need to know if one of these guys is good or not. So I've been all along, start the young guys.
Do you subscribe to the notion that finding the right spot to start a rookie?
I get the idea. Like, I understand that that's probably what they're going to do, and they don't look at Sunday against Micah Parsons in a very good, great Green Bay Packers defense as the best spot.
I do not, because I feel like the great ones figure it out no matter what, and I want a great one. I don't want an average one.
Yeah, but going to be an interesting few weeks for them. Hit the road and then to London. They play at home, and then it's 3 straight weeks on the road for the Cleveland Browns. We'll go around a wild 2 weeks in the NFL with our good buddy John Breech coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Thank you for calling Spectrum. My name is Angie, and I'm in Orlando, Florida. How can I help you today?
Great. You're still there. It must be like 3 a.m.
We're always here 24/7. What can I do for you?
I know it's late, but I wanted to ask you about the best place to set up my router.
It's never too late. We'll have you up and running in no time.
Only Spectrum has 24/7, 100% U.S.-based customer support.
It's only everything. Spectrum fiber-powered internet. It's the fastest and most reliable internet. Go to Spectrum.com to learn more.
At High Bank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. Their Whiskey War spirits tell the story of Prohibition in every sip and was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running. Enjoy High Bank's nationally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Sports conversation that's worthy of a toast, or at least a stiff drink. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, let's get smarter on the NFL side of things. We head out on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Conversation with our good buddy John Breech, NFL reporter on the national scene at CBS Sports. John, thanks so much for taking the time. Not necessarily, I'm not looking for, a rooting interest, but in terms of 2 weeks in, which team in the NFL has been your favorite to watch?
Ooh, that is a tough one, Bo. Well, if we're just going for pure drama and they're fresh on my mind, can I say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? It just seems like every game they play is absolutely bonkers. I mean, they scored a couple quick ones last night, and then their offense was just left for dead. And then Baker Mayfield, just everything he does is exciting. And maybe it's because of what happened in Cleveland, but I always find myself kind of quietly rooting for him. And so for him to kind of pull off that victory last night, I thought that was exciting. And then I'll give you one other obvious answer. The Ravens, they just put up huge numbers every week. Their games are fun to watch no matter who they're playing. So I've enjoyed watching them.
It's pretty amazing what Lamar's done, right? Because the Browns shut down the run game. I mean, Henry was 11 for 23 and, number one rush offense in the NFL. They shut it down. But then you can't do that with Lamar anymore because he just keeps getting better and better, John. I mean, he probably should have been the MVP of the league last year, and there's no reason he's not going to do it again this year. It's incredible to me how he never stops evolving as a quarterback.
Yeah, and I think, first, I want to congratulate Grant Delpit for backing up his word. I think everyone was kind of making fun of him last week after he said, hey, Derrick Henry's easy to tackle, and they go out and hold Derrick Henry under 25 yards, so that was impressive. But with Lamar Jackson, that's the truth. If you hold Derrick Henry to 23 yards, you're thinking, all right, that's going to give us a chance. We can beat the Ravens if that happens. But that's just not the case anymore. Lamar Jackson's such a great all-around quarterback. I think he has the highest QB rating in NFL history following this game. So that is kind of indicative of how your all-around game is. So his ability as a passer just improves immensely every year. And he's at the point where it's just, how do you stop him? There doesn't seem like there is really a way to do it.
John, I'm an idea man. I thrive on enthusiasm. So we went positive first. Now let's do the other side of it. Negatively, is there a team 2 weeks in, not necessarily push the panic button, but you're just like, this doesn't look right?
Well, I'll go the obvious one, the Chiefs. The Chiefs look like trouble. It's not even like these games have been – the offenses just look stale. I think that's their biggest issue, and I know they lost Worthy to an injury, and obviously Rashee Rice is out. So any team without their top two receivers is going to struggle, but Rashee Rice is out for 6 games, and who knows when Worthy's going to come back with his shoulder injury. It'll be a little bit sooner, but you look at they've got to face the Ravens in week 4. That's going to be a hard game to win, and now you got to face a Giants team that hasn't looked horrible. If they go out and lose on Sunday night to New York, that is when the sky officially starts falling. in Kansas City. And I'll say the Texans, too. I think they're very surprising. I did not expect them to be 0-2, and yet there they are just sitting there. And their defense, which has been kind of the backbone of that team, failed them down the stretch last night, which was not something I was expecting. So I'll say the two division winners from last year, the Texans and Chiefs, surprising that they are both 0-2.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I think those are the two answers I would have dug into as well. The Kansas City thing, I mean, buddy, 15-2. They're in the Super Bowl last year. All Mahomes ever does is get to the Super Bowl. That's it. The only time he's lost in the AFC Championship game was to Burrow and Brady. That's it. So it's like, and both of those were in overtime, if memory serves. So how did they get here this quickly? Did they just get old quick? What do you make of it?
Well, it is. I mentioned the receivers, so I think
Sure.
the offense has kind of struggled. But the other part, and really this was the Brazil game in week 1, is the defense has looked slow. You've given so much credit to Steve Spagnuolo. He absolutely deserves it because that defense has been a big reason why they've been to the Super Bowl in 5 of the past 6 years. But they had no answers for Justin Herbert in week 1. Herbert threw for over 300 yards. He was just moving the ball at will, just really was never contested. And then you get into Philly, and you think this team will be desperate, and it's a home game in Kansas City, and the offense just couldn't move the ball. And the other part is we saw a drop from Travis Kelce that led to an interception. So there's just been so many mistakes that you usually don't see from the Chiefs team. So it's really just been kind of a perfect confluence of negative events with the offense struggling, the injuries, the defense struggling, and even if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, it's hard to overcome all of that.
Yeah, it really is. The other team you mentioned was Houston. Obviously, that's near and dear to the folks around here's heart because of who quarterbacks at C.J. Stroud. Coming out of his rookie year, you thought, okay, this guy's ready to ascend. He's ready to get into that Mahomes, Jackson, Allen realm. And it's not. Last year was a step back, and it looks like the offense is another step back. What are you hearing on Houston and why they just don't look right offensively?
Well, the big thing with the Texans is that they saw C.J. Stroud take the second most sacks in the NFL last year, and they said, you know what, we're just going to blow things up on the offensive line because it can't possibly be any worse, and it is worse. It is. I think that's the biggest problem. I think that was the issue last year. C.J. Stroud, a big reason he took that step back is because he was just being pressured on every play, and now we're seeing it once again this year. After it happened in week 1, I didn't think much of it because the Rams have one of the best defensive fronts in the NFL. Not many teams can slow down Jared Verse and Braden Fisk, and they just beat up on people. But now it happens in week 2, and the Buccaneers are good, but they're a little bit older. Levante David, Hassan Reddick, they're not as dominant, and they still gave Stroud problems, and it's not going to get any easier. Now you got to face Jacksonville in week 3. They have Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker. So you have all these teams who have really good pass rushes, and if your offensive line can't stop these guys, C.J. Stroud's not going to have time to do anything. So I do think that's absolutely a concern, and there's a very real chance they go out and lose on Sunday to Jacksonville. And if they fall to 0-3, I have a hard time seeing them rebound and coming back and winning that division.
I'm certainly with you on that. What do you make? Maybe it's just coincidence, who knows? But this quarterback, we're 2 weeks in, buddy. Burrow's out 3 months. McCarthy's out 2 to 4 weeks. Purdy's out for an extended period of time. Fields is in concussion protocol. Jaden Daniels is potentially iffy for this week as well. What do you make of all of this quarterback injury?
Yeah, it's been a disaster. I know the NFL doesn't want to see this because now you get stuck with primetime games where you have backup quarterbacks playing. And obviously the Bengals one is the most brutal because you're talking about an injury that's going to keep someone out at least 3 months. J.J. McCarthy, worst case, could be out for a month. And so it's just bad luck, a lot of it. I mean, you're talking about Burrow kind of getting his toe stuck in the ground and the defender falling on it. J.J. McCarthy taking a vicious hit. And I think for some fans, you don't realize just how every hit is like getting hit by a car. It's just so brutal and so vicious out there. And there are some seasons where we see this happen early on. There's a lot of seasons where it doesn't happen. You don't think anything of it. But so far, it's just been ugly. And this also changes the complexity of what everyone thought the season was going to look like. The Bengals looked like a playoff contender. Now they probably aren't. The Commanders, if Jaden Daniels misses any time, they're not the same team. So when these contending teams, the 49ers losing Brock Purdy, when they lose their quarterbacks, that changes how the rest of the season might play out. So I think that's interesting too.
John, is what's happening in Indy real?
I think it is. I don't know what's going on in New York. I just think that guys always struggle there. And before the season, I thought Daniel Jones and the Colts, my prediction on them was 9 games. I just thought that he had a good enough. Well, I thought he had good enough personnel around him. You're talking about Jonathan Taylor. If he's healthy, he's one of the best running backs in the NFL. And the one thing any good game managing quarterback needs is that running back who can take that pressure off you that other defenses have to worry about. And that's what Jonathan Taylor is. And so then you throw in Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman. They have such a strong roster of skill players. They just needed a perfect game manager, and Anthony Richardson couldn't do that because he just wasn't accurate enough. When you can't complete 50% of your passes, it's hard for any offense to succeed. And so for Daniel Jones to come out and lead them to – they haven't punted a single time this whole season. So I don't think that's going to keep up. But, Bo, I do think this team is a very real threat to win the AFC South, and I won't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, it's been a magical start for them. I'll get you out of here on this one. Is Mike McDaniel first name on the chopping block?
If your players are holding a players-only meeting after week 1, that's about the biggest red flag you can have. That's something that happens in week 10 because you lost 3 straight games or things are falling apart. That shouldn't be happening right after training camp when you just spent all this time together. You need to come out on fire in week 1. And no, it sounds like the players are fed up with McDaniel, and I don't know how many more losses he can take before he completely loses the locker room. But Thursday against the Bills, that's tough sledding. I'm not sure they're going to win that. But you look at week 4 and week 5, they play the Jets and the Panthers. If they lose both of those games, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike McDaniel is looking for a new job at some point after that.
This league's unreal, isn't it? 2 weeks in, look at all of this stuff that's happened already. It's such a fun league to talk about, and we love doing it with you. Thanks for your time, bud.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
All right, there he is, John Breech, our good buddy, NFL national writer and reporter at CBS Sports, joining on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We got you 3 things on a Tuesday. Up next, Bishop and Friends, right here on the Fan.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
The Daily Ryan Day Show is brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers and by Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is a Daily Show with Coach Ryan Day, brought to you by Safe Flight Auto Glass. Looking back at the game against the Ohio Bobcats, if you would, just how the offense seemed to find its stride in the second half of that game, Coach.
Yeah, I felt like we were moving the ball the majority of the game. We actually didn't punt in the game, but we struggled in the red zone to execute at a high level early on, and then hit some big plays down the stretch. So a lot of things on the film to grow upon for sure. I like the way we responded. We didn't panic when we found ourselves in a game there in the second half. But you obviously you can see the explosive plays that certainly opened up the game, and that's something coming into the last couple of weeks we wanted to make sure we were doing. So during this improvement week, we want to make sure that we're doing a great job situationally and making sure we're finishing drives.
Okay, we'll have another comment in just a moment. Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safe Flight Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safe Flight Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Buckeye fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Ryan, we look at your wide receivers and we see the talent that they have on the hoof, but seeing the guys make the tough catches that they make, would guess that has to speak not only their concentration, but some of the work they do in drills.
Yeah, contested catches is something that contested throws and catches is important. When we're playing against zone teams, it's more about the spacing, timing. When you're dealing with man-to-man match coverage, it's about getting open and then throwing guys open and making contested throws and catches like you're talking about. And where a lot of those things come into play situationally, so third down, they're going to be challenging you a lot more. At least most teams will. And then obviously in the red area where you just run out of room. And so there's a lot more match coverage, body-on-body coverage. So it's something we talk a lot about here. And, if you want to separate yourself as a great receiver, you have to make those catches with people hanging all over you.
It's the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
For over 37 years, Buckeye Nation has known Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse for serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks are a staple in Columbus, with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. And just like the Buckeyes, we strive for excellence and an experience like no other. Hyde Park is proud to introduce the newly added wine room at our downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining surrounds you, creating the ideal setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the best-selling Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on any new 25 Camry or lease a Camry LE from just $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roasts or Value Pack Chuck Steaks are only $6.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood every single year. And the reason why is water and Weed Man. Good news, I'm only selling you one of them. Fall is the perfect time to improve your lawn for next year. The work you do or don't do now is directly reflected next spring. If you want a beautiful spring lawn, it starts now, not next April. Now through the end of September, mention the promo code Common Man and get a free blanket weed control with the purchase of a full program. For a free quote, go to weedman.com. That's weedman.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The uncle you never knew you had. The friends you kind of wish you didn't. This is Bishop and Friends.
All right, I got a couple of things. Reese, did you were on the crosstalk with Brother Bone and Nephew Tyvis. Did you have a song recommendation? Were you guys discussing songs, sing-alongs?
We were discussing the whole camp thing. I didn't have any song recommendations.
Yeah.
But I think it was some of the ones that we were discussing yesterday and some of the ones that have been thrown out on social media, I'm fine with. Like, you got to throw whatever at the wall and see what sticks. The camp thing's going to be here all season. See if it sticks. It won't, but I commend them for it trying.
I threw out Life is a Highway, the Rascal Flatts version.
Bone like that one.
Yeah, I think that's got a chance. That has that vibe you're looking for, and everybody, I think most people know that song, don't they? I mean, it's a Tom Cochran song originally.
Are we thinking too much into the first quarter break, though?
Yeah, I think that's a problem, too. I would do it later.
Like, it's the bathroom beer break. Oh, the first quarter's over? All right. Let's go wait in line for a minute.
I think it's a good point. I think later in the game would be better. Most of the ones that happen in the South happen at the end of the third quarter into the fourth. That's when they do Won't Back Down. That's when they do Dixieland Delight. That's where they do Baton Rouge and Eastbound and Down in Tallahassee. All of those are end of the third quarter. So I do think that part of it helps too.
You want to get people engaged in the first quarter? Throw out some free T-shirts or some free sats or something, and everybody people are all in. People love free stuff.
Nothing entertains me more than folks going nuts over a double X T-shirt that won't fit.
The lawn mowing shirt.
It's it. A couple other, we were talking a little bit about the high school mascots around the state and around the country that were unique. Chris, with this, in Southern Indiana, Rising Sunshiners. That's pretty good. Tim says Southwebster in Southern Ohio. They're the Jeeps, and it's the old park Popeye cartoon is the mascot for the Jeeps.
What is it? Is it Avon that's the shoreman?
They're the shoreman.
That's a good one. The shoreman.
Yeah. No, I think I get Avon and Avon Lake confused. One of them's shoreman and the other one's Eagles. Avon's Eagles.
So it's Avon Lake that's the shoreman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Avon's the one that's good, right? They just want
a state championship, correct.
I think I have that right. I should. My nephew goes there. Reese, what do you have on the poll today, buddy?
Daily Fan Poll asks, which team do you think wins more games over the next 3 months while Joe Burrow is out? The Bengals or the Browns? 87% say the Bengals.
Yeah. They're in a good spot. I think they'll be okay with Jake. I think if he can play 500 football, that's the job. Time for 3 things on a Tuesday. Hit it, guys.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina, Central Ohio's largest selection of new and pre-owned boats. Find your next dream boat at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
All right, number 1 for me. I mentioned some of the leaves starting to change a little bit. I'm not quite there yet, so I will say good job out of you, Mother Nature, for this heat wave that we're currently in the middle of. This is great. This is what I was hoping for. Just one more little taste in the 80s. Get a little sun, work on that base. Give me one more taste of it. Good job out of Mother Nature. I'm very critical of Mother Nature here in Ohio, but I'm going to give her some flowers because I like a little heat wave here.
It's funny, people closing pools when it's back up to 90 almost.
I know.
First thing for me, I saw this yesterday, and we didn't touch on it, but the free 4 shirts that the Chiefs were wearing for Rashee Rice, he's not the victim in this.
No.
Like, he should be in jail. So I don't see what they're doing. It's really stupid.
Not only was he driving like an idiot and caused an accident, but he ran.
Yeah.
He fled the scene. Excuse me. I saw this tweet this morning from Scarlet and Gray Pod, and it was talking about the Ohio State-Washington game, and it showed a picture of, I believe it was Caden Curry.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter who the player was. He was wearing his red jersey, and then they showed a picture of a Washington player, and he was in his purple jersey with the silver, the scarlet, and the gray, and the purple, and the gold. I don't know whoever's out there listening that can make this decision or get the petition made. Can we have this a color-on-color game? Because it will be beautiful.
Yeah, it'd be great. So UCLA and USC do this.
The home team can petition, right?
They can, but what basically has to happen is one of them is penalized. So now it's fine, but in the early years, one of them was penalized, and they had to decline the penalty. Was the idea.
And back in the day, this was because of color or black and white television.
Black and white TV. But
you couldn't tell. We don't have to worry about that.
You don't.
Where's our guy, Tony Castricone? Tony, are you listening? Get this done.
We'll have him on next week. I've always thought they should do it for the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Yes.
I think that would be the greatest color.
But God, this would be beautiful, Bo.
This one. Yeah, so would the Oregon, if you ever did it with Oregon. It's weird. Every time we play Oregon, they usually wear like all white or all black. Like they don't wear like their traditional stuff. They did out there last year, but I guess they don't really have traditional stuff. But yeah, color on color is always pretty good. Number 2 for me. So I was thinking about this. As a kid, we would do a family movie night. My mom would go rent a video from, we didn't have Blockbuster in Montana, but wherever she would get it. And she would rent a video, and then we would sit down as a family and watch it. And my wife and I were talking about this, and I don't know if it had to do with the Robert Redford thing or what, but I'm like, we got to start doing that. We got to bring that back. Family movie night, pick a day of the week. One person picks the movie every week, and away we go. So we're going to start enacting that. I don't know if it'll be tonight or tomorrow, but we're going to start that. We're bringing back family movie night.
Well, yeah, you might not want to make it tonight or maybe for the next 2 weeks. Look, the Guardians have just 13 left to go in the regular season. They are 3 games out of an American League wildcard spot, playing a series against the Detroit Tigers in the Motor City tonight at 6:40.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do for you, Reese. We're going to watch Major League tonight.
All right.
It's adjacent.
Guardians Tigers. I like that plan.
It's adjacent.
I love it. Second thing for me, first day with the new system. Other than the one hiccup, I think not too bad. We would have had another hiccup, Bo, but I actually had the pod down so we didn't hear it. So I could easily just go replace it and set us back to where we needed to, and we didn't have to worry about that. But there are a lot of questions that I have now after doing this for one day. So the guy that's here that's in charge of all of this may not like talking to me afterwards. I'll talk his ear off with these questions.
I saw Cole in there with you getting a little brief because it's basically a 3-hour rodeo. It's what you sign up for when you have a new system.
Just hope and pray.
You just hope you don't get bucked off. Finally, number 3 for me tonight, this morning rather, Robert Redford, R.I.P., 89, great life, incredible Hollywood icon, one of the most consequential actors of a generation and really of all time when you think about the Sundance Film Festival. It did get me thinking, though, Robert Redford lived a life that was relatively private the last 30 years or so. And will that still exist? Like, it feels like Clooney still does that. It feels like DiCaprio tries to do that a little bit. But I wonder if that type of Hollywood star that you only see on the big screen will continue to exist. My hunch is it won't.
Speaking of star power, so Virginia Tech is one of 2 Power 4 programs that needs a new head coach. UCLA is the other one. On3 is reporting that Virginia Tech boosters wanted Mike Vick to go gain college football coaching experience before considering him for the VT job, hence his landing at Norfolk State. So they lost to Rutgers 60-10 last week. It also feels like a Beamer is waiting around the corner to just take that mantle up if the Hokies are looking for a new head coach.
Final thing for me, though...
I don't know, you saw Vandy kick their ass last week.
Even though it's a bye week, we do have a Ryan Day press conference coming up. Rothman and Ice after that, we'll break it all down with Austin Ward and Tyvis Powell.
Oh, what a real treat. Ryan's even doing availability on a bye week?
It's improvement week.
Good. We really appreciate that. That's coming up next. We're back tomorrow. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.